Maybe. 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 Yay, options! That's right, that's what I'm talking about. Damn, Nick, with that 96? I see how it is. Alright, guys. Well, it's been a while. It's been a while. When was the last time we did a D&D stream? Sometime in March, I want to say. It was like mid-March, if I'm not mistaken. And, now we're back. Now we're back, chat. And I'm so excited. Oh, man. 1 second. Let's adjust this camera just a touch. That should work. There we go. So, it's kind of surreal. I'm trying to figure out how I even want to start this because I have a lot planned, but I am very much going to run this campaign trying to give the players autonomy. So I want to play off of what they do, and because of that, I'm not planning too far ahead, which is kind of scary for me. I'm the type of person that likes to plan ahead, not that good at it, but that likes to. So, no, but it's not true. Oh, no. So the other thing, let's go over a couple things before I forget it. Like last time, I won't be paying as much attention to chat. As much as I love talking with you guys, I specifically have you on a monitor on the far side of the monitor, so I don't just catch random chat messages. I will check over every once in a while, but for the sake of the story, we're going to try and keep it going at a steady pace. Secondly, we're going to stick to the 7:30 starting time for the time being and see how that works out. We might change it in the future, but at least for right now, we're going to stick to that and see if 3... screw you, Nick! I love you! And I love chat, too. It's 8:41. Yes. Well, we had a little bit of a delay with you know, stuff and things, and by that I mean stream not giving us options. So, I have disabled alert box, or alert sounds. I have mods in the chat if you have any questions. Joel has been helping me co-write this world. Shout out to Joel Seafeed in the chat. Legit, he is my sounding board when I need someone to bounce ideas off of. Is this working right? Yes, it is. Okay. When I need someone to bounce ideas off of, like, Joel, you've been feckin' amazing. And I just can't thank you enough. With that in mind, there is a lot of lore that I have developed for this world, for the land of Ador. Ador is the continent on which Sunset Valley is on. So I'm not gonna, like, lore dump on all of you. We'll find out the lore as we go along. But there are some primary things that I'm gonna go over in the recap. Another thing... well, actually, a lot of this I can go over in the recap. You know what? Why don't we just get the players in here? One final thing, though. As you guys might have noticed, at the top of the screen there. There. It's no longer Sunset Valley. We've passed the story of Sunset Valley. We are now on to the Chronicles of the Second Lands. Just notice that nameplate covers the corner of the ceiling. Yeah, that's why I did it. I had to do it that way. My head was, like, going up into the nameplate. I'll adjust my camera if I need to. But, there is something else I need to mention. Guys, last time we did this, we used Roll20. I'm not using Roll20 anymore. We're using a different virtual tabletop called Foundry. I have not had a chance yet to run a full-on session in this, and we're still kind of learning the ropes. So there may be times where we have things happen a little slower until we figure out how everything's supposed to go. That being said, if you guys have any questions about the story, we're going to go over a quick recap of the events of Sunset Valley. I guess I should mention one more thing while we're here. Sorry, last thing. Biddy and Jared are not joining us yet. I don't know if they will. There's a spot open for them if they decide to, but they currently have just too much going on in their life, and they have decided not to rejoin for the time being. So we're going to have 4 players, Nick, Rachel, Nathan, and TJ, and we're going to continue with that. And on that note, let's get the players in here. All right, I've returned.
Hey!
Oh, no.
Oh, no. All right, guys, end of stream. Here we go.
Oh, I gotta mute the stream.
Say end of stream?
Yeah, because now we got the players here. That's GG. That's everything we needed,
Oh, okay.
right?
Oh,
GG.
okay.
Yeah.
It was pretty
All
fun.
we are?
All right, cool.
It was good to be back.
It's good to
Josh,
be back. What?
I'm Nathan.
I'm in the Rachel
Rachel's me.
screen. Rachel's in the TJ screen.
What have you guys
no.
done?
TJ's in my screen.
Nathan, did you change your name?
No.
Nobody
Nick,
can
right?
take my place.
Okay, wait.
Josh,
I can.
didn't change anything. You shifted them.
B?
Right?
I changed my name. Sorry.
Yeah, you
my
changed your name to
name.
Zeus. You need to be
Oh,
TG. That's
Hold on, I
why.
just changed my name back to TG.
So.
His name was Jolly Woolly, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Hold
was,
on.
you're right.
Well,
I
here,
gotta-
actually, let me do it this way. You guys could just prefix your names technically.
Yeah.
With like 1, 2
I'm gonna
in
put a
terms of player
number.
order.
Yeah.
So TJ, you'll
I'm
have to be
supposed
4.
be
I'll
4.
be 1.
Am I in
wait,
the right
no.
spot though?
I'm in the right spot. I don't have to do anything.
Okay, so TJ,
Yeah,
never mind.
John.
You have to be
Well, like
2.
2?
You have to be 2. Nick's in the right spot. Wait, what? Okay, put
Because
Alright,
technically 1 comes before symbols.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
true.
Okay, then
Okay,
I'll.
if I-
Josh,
hold on, I got this.
Well, I can
Nope,
prefix
that's
mine.
still before you. God damn it.
Let me just prefix my name with 1 then. Why not?
Yeah.
That's fine. Right over here, change nickname. 1. It's gonna look weird, but I don't care.
So I need to be like.
There we
3
go.
Then.
Yeah, you need to be 2. Yes, and Nick needs to be 2.
2.
Rachel needs
Wait,
to
why
be.
did mine get changed? Why did I get moved? What happened?
Well,
Because
technically,
he's-
TJ, if you just change your name back to Jolie Woly
That's
for
what I
now,
was saying from the
Yeah,
beginning.
Just do that.
let's just do
Yeah,
that.
that's gonna be
That's the
easiest.
simplest. All right,
There,
and
that's all fixed.
there we go. That's what it's
I
supposed
just put
to
a
be.
J in front of my name.
Nice.
Okay, a J.
Jazeos.
Are you Jazeos? Nice.
I like J dash.
All right,
I
so
ruined it all. When you got this all set up, I was like, oh, I should change my name to Zeus in the server because no one's probably gonna know what Jolie Woly is because it's been like that for the whole time.
it's so true.
And it's just like, oh, did I screw up the whole thing?
All right, so before we start, well, as we're starting, really, we are gonna go over a quick recap of the primary events that happened in Sunset Valley, along with a couple of things that have been retconned. Some players have different backstories that have been added or amended, but their same base backstory, it hasn't changed any of the events that have happened in Sunset Valley. Let me put it that way. So, with that, let's get into the recap. So, the group previously comprised of Gar, Laren, also, I don't have any recap written, so we're winging this. Gar, Laren, Zeus, Mavis, Nessa, and Genmer were pupils of Marcon, the head combat master in the town of Boatwright within Sunset Valley. You guys defended the valley from any forms of danger and trained diligently under Marcon, to try and increase your skills for whatever might be needed. A goblin force took hold in Needle Pass in the far east, the only way in and out of Sunset Valley except for by sea, and was preventing anyone from entering or leaving. It wasn't very clear of their intentions or motivations, but they kept everyone there for about 6 months, if I remember correctly. The group, returning from one of their encounters with a goblin force, went to a tavern, did a little quest for Alton Goodbarrel, proud owner of Goodbarrel Tavern, and met with Anton's daughter Mara, biggest fan of the party, cutest little girl, and proceeded afterwards to attend the Twilight Festival, a monthly thing that is put on primarily by the halflings of Boatwright as a sort of commemoration of life, a celebration. Halflings party and they party hard. That night, a blast of purple energy connected from a tower that had appeared in the northeast, a unknown tower. Nobody knows where it came from particularly, that connected to the Isle of Eldon out in the sea to the west, forming a dome over the valley of this purplish amethyst energy that passed through everyone. When the party awoke the next morning, they realized that they're the only ones that remembered the incident. Asking around, it seemed that everybody had forgotten the incident, and coincidentally, oh, I just realized this is playing in double. Why is it playing in double? This is weird. I'm hearing the song twice. Okay, that was really weird. Let me try it now. Huh. Okay, well now I'm not hearing it twice. That was really weird. They had forgotten about Mara. Now with this new knowledge, trying to figure out what happened, they met with Marcon, who told them that the pendants that Mara had gave them the day before protected them from this energy. They made their way north to Stoneworth after hearing that there had been undead activity in the mines that kind of coincided with a lot of this. They ventured into the mines after visiting with Zook, proud former master of our good friend Mavis here. Taught him everything he knows, and Mavis grew up in his shadow. Well, you know, the shadows were about the same size, but it was fine. They got the key from Zook as he had created the checkpoint gateways within the caves themselves. Made their way in, fought off the undead, and found an underground base where they had discovered something called the Order of the Dark Knight. Not very clear on what this was. They found a key, evidently, that had to be charged to enter the tower. And they found an undead deathlock that seemed to be controlling some of the undead there. They found a massive crystal in a giant underground cavern section of the base and destroyed it, taking a shard of it just in case it could be useful, eventually finding out that it didn't really possess any further magical energy and had been rendered inert. They made their way back, where previously they had an encounter with goblins on their way to Stoneworth, made their way back through where they left one of the goblins tied up, decided not to kill him, and evidently he was still there. They bargained with him to try and convince him that he didn't need to kill anyone, that as long as he behaved, they'd let him go, and it seemed that he was captivated by Nessa Hilder's charm, and decided to agree, and become essentially a follower of the party. He told him that he's good on his feet, good at not being seen, but they haven't ever seen him again. As long as he promised not to invade the towns of Boatwright, Stoneworth, or Lumberfall, he was okay. They made their way back where they found Marcon on trial. I swear I'm still hearing this in double.
I definitely only hear it the once. But
Yeah, no, it's on my end.
Is it because you have two of them open?
No, I made sure to
Spectator
mute
and
the browser
Master?
tab.
Okay,
Let me see if I...
that'd be my guess.
You know what? It says it's muted, but I don't think it is. Yeah, it's not actually muted.
Weird.
is it? Can it be muted though?
It's probably because I have it in a incognito window. Maybe there's something buggy with that. I'll figure it out afterwards. You guys made your way back and found Marcon on trial, evidently being accused of providing information to the goblins in the east, important times to attack, and the like. He denied the claims, of course, but was still put under guard until further notice. Hearing of the party's endeavors, he shared that he used to be a member of the Order of the Dark Knight. He was attracted to power in his youth and warned them of Athenor, somebody that he had come across during his travels, or rather, during his time with the Order of the Dark Knight, who had a hunger for power. Someone whose hunger couldn't be sated, and was a bit unpredictable. The party eventually, after following the advice from Marcon, thought it best to go to the Isle of Eldon, where they were able to charge the key. After fighting off some hobgoblins and Mavis experiencing a little bit of a launch up to the sky, Genmare thankfully saved him on the way down with a bit of featherfall. They discovered a shrine to Melora, where after reactivating it, they were able to charge the key. But at this time, Gar also learned that this shrine to Melora was the protective force around Sunset Valley that had wrecked his ship and his former crew. The party made their way back. Couldn't remember Melora's name. They made their way back to Sunset Valley, where some clerics from the Temple to Melora, where Nessa's father worked, healed them of any of their wounds from battle, and essentially Nessa's father, Giovanni, wanted to make sure that she was okay, and was surprised that the party went and came back from the Isle of Eldon at all. Eventually, they heard of a temple in the southeast that Zeus knew about that was a previous temple to Sehanine, the other goddess that protected Sunset Valley along with Melora. Going here, the party found that there were ghosts of the former protectors in this temple that met with them and used some invasive methods on Gar to try and figure out if his intentions were true. And though it hurt, they did figure out that Dello, you madman. Good God, distraction! They did figure out that their intentions were true and pointed them north to Sehanine's tower, Previously, they thought that the tower was actually belonging to the Order, and at this point they realized it was actually Sehanines. Along with that, thank you guys for the shout-outs. Everyone, I'm sorry, I'm just finishing a recap, and I'll get to this afterwards, but Dello, thank you so much for the raid, and hello everyone from Dello's raid. We're just about done with the recap. After finding their way north, before finding their way north, the ghost told them of a sort of password, a second half of a phrase that the party had been hearing the entire time whenever they encountered someone from the Order. They led with, "I do so tire of ceaseless light," and waited for the party's response. This ghost told them that the second half of that was, "Fear not, for what soon dawns is eternal night." With this knowledge in hand, they went north, where they encountered... Well, they went to the tower. The key to the tower looked kind of like a doorknob with a weird hexagonal block affixed to the end of it. As they approached the tower, they heard creatures coming out of the forest, which seemed to back off once they saw the key in their hand. They entered the tower and found a massive, relatively empty with the exception of a single central column, tower with runes everywhere and connections and cables, all sorts of madness going on. In the back there was a small pedestal with a hand imprint on it that Mavis proceeded to BAM! And as he placed his hand in it, it pricked the center of his palm and he vanished. The rest of the party quickly followed suit and didn't want to leave their friend Mavis behind, and so joined up with him. The party found themselves in the plane known as the Abyss, or at least one of the layers of the Abyss, which they had learned up to this point that the goal of the Order of the Dark Knight was to bring the Abyss to the material plane. Not entirely sure what that meant. It still sounded bad, and it was their only lead to find Mara. They encountered a wight, W-I-G-H-T, that his name was Shadows. He questioned the party on their intentions, and with some barely passing persuasion checks from Mavis, managed to allow the party to go forward to retrieve the prisoners for the sacrifices on some tables that they had seen earlier. They went further down and found... I saw everyone freeze in Discord for a second, we're good. And found Mara and 3 other children locked behind prison doors that they freed, one of which turned out to be Mara's brother, someone that the party didn't remember. And obviously, they had read a tome at the back of this room that explained that this was not the first time that an abduction and a memory wipe had happened. It had been actually the 4th time, and Mara's brother, James, I believe his name was the first one that was taken. Retrieving the children and bringing them back, they made their way past Shadows, apparently escorting some prisoners, and found themselves back in Sehanines Tower, where Athenor and 2 hellhounds were waiting for them. Athenor threw up a wall of fire, passed through it, the DM forgot that he had to make a concentration check for that, and it dropped. But it still was very much something that happened. So afterwards, the party engaged in combat with Athenor, and in the middle of the battle, a bolt of lightning from the tower that had begun powering up struck the central podium. And we'll take care of any note transfers. There's probably some stuff that was lost. I still have to transfer some stuff to Foundry. And found themselves back in the Abyss, somewhat partially. They seemed to have been caught between planes. They could see the Abyss in front of them, the endless expanse of maroon-red desert sand, standing on the edge of a dark stone castle. But they could also... It was partial? They were somehow caught in between. Athenor was there as well, and a shadow fiend of some sort, and a massive, stitched-up, toothy-jawed monster that approached them, attempting to eat them, before they were snapped back to the material plane. Finishing their battle with Athenor, Athenor fled after he was pretty hurt, pretty dinged up, through the use of an apparent dimension door spell, and they finished off the 2 hellhounds. The tower which Athenor had began charging up to create a portal, as their plan was, which was going to be stabilized by the sacrifices, didn't get a chance to, and so became unstable. The party ran outside, exiting the tower, and looked up to see this dark mass forming at the top of the tower, which began to grow and grow until a singular beam started to shoot out towards the Isle of Elden again. Fearing the worst, that this was somehow going to actually work, it stopped and began pulsating and vibrating in place until it rubber banded back and shot off somewhere to the northeast. Not entirely sure what happened, everything went silent. The tower seemed to be deactivated, and the party went back to Boatwright, where they had shared some documents that they'd found in Athenor's office, vindicating Markon, proving his innocence. After keeping an eye on the council members, and I'll be honest, some really good deception checks, except for one that mattered, from Peter Strack, the party identified that he was the insider from the Order of the Dark Knight, and chased him down. As they had him on the ground, ready to be taken in, Gar said no, and used inflict wounds to take the last little bit of what Peter Strack had. Wrought with a little bit of strife inside, the party still managed to move forward, and Markon said that it was for the greater good that it happened. Markon told the party that he was leaving, that if the Order could find him here, that Sunset Valley was not safe, and so he had to go out and figure out what he could do to help change this. The party said their goodbyes to both Anton, Mara, and James, whom they had recovered Anton's memory. There was a tearful, in a good way, reuniting of the family. The party said goodbye to Mara. Mavis had a not-so-tearful goodbye with Zook, and Zook didn't even care. Laren went to say goodbye to Priscilla, and the party met up in the east, outside of Boatwright, towards Needle Pass. And here is where we jump back just a hair. So, previously, the party had made their way east, and you guys had walked out onto a precipice on the outside of the valley, seeing a vast expanse of land beyond. There's a couple things that we need to retcon at this point. The night before you guys had left, because you rested after these events, the night before you guys had left, Genmer received information pertaining to his uncle. It was an event that was publicly known in Sunset Valley, but the details of which weren't really known. Was that for a long time it was speculated that his uncle, Genmer's uncle, killed his mother. And he never had any proof of this. But whatever this was, Genmer was hesitant to share it and decided to look into it further and told the party to go on. As whatever this dark force was that was shot off to the northeast is important to take care of, and they are the ones that were there when it happened, likely able to fix it because of that. Secondly, Nessa and her parents realized that during this time, while, yes, the goblins have fled due to the events of the tower, they still need to make sure that since Markon, who was the foremost fighter in here, is gone, that the valley still has some form of adequate defense. Nessa has always lived for the defense of Sunset Valley, the protection of it. It's been her sole goal. And so she has chosen to stay behind as a guardian, while the rest of the party goes ahead and takes care of whatever this plague is on the rest of the land. And then one final thing was that with the four of you now exiting Needle Pass to the east, as you pass through this crevice that extends all the way up to the top of this mountain, it's an it's probably 10 feet wide, but the walls are straight all the way to the top, which has to be a mile in the sky. As you exit on the other side, just before doing so, you see a line of runes on either side of the entrance. You guys know these runes, actually, because these are what protects Sunset Valley from being discovered. Normally there's a keeper here that wasn't able to be here while the goblins were, that will activate the runes to wipe anyone's memories of any events in Sunset Valley, so that anybody that leaves can't tell where it is, unless they're meant to go out and come back. These are offline now due to the tower also being offline. They appeared to be powered by the same thing. And even if they were online, you would have been allowed to keep your memories anyway, because you're being sent out for a particular reason. So, with all that in mind, I'm exhausted from talking. 1 second.
Big recap.
It really is.
Quick question: do we all still have our necklaces that Mara gave us?
You do.
Oh.
You do. They appeared to be rendered. Whatever energy that Genmer saw on them seemed to be residual. It seemed like the strength they needed to protect you was expelled when they were used, so it took the brunt of it instead of you guys.
Copy that.
So with that in mind, 1 second. Gotta get the right music here. This one. That one right there. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me fix my double sound issue, because this is going to bug me to no end.
You should be able to just adjust the sound in that particular.
Oh, what if I just use my sound manager, or whatever the heck it's called? Sound
Or
mixer.
that.
Volume mixer.
Volume mixer, that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, I'll just mute Chrome.
Oh,
wow.
Easy.
You just like covered up Rachel's face with that. No,
Yes,
no,
I
not
did.
my face. There we go.
All right. So,
Yeah.
as you guys exit Sunset Valley, east, through Needle Pass, passing these ruins, you're standing on a plateau of rock that extends about 20 feet out, and you can see off to your right, it really hugs the side of the mountain, creating a gentle slope down that kind of winds back and forth as you traverse down the mountain. Yes, you all do have journals in here, by the way. On your sixth tab, you should be able to expand your relative one and take any notes you want to. Same for you, Rachel. You're welcome. And so, looking out beyond, there seems to be a vast forest that extends for miles. You can only barely see the very end of it due to your current elevation, which is probably a good 100 or 200 feet up. You're quite a ways up in the mountain, and it was a gentle climb to get up here from Sunset Valley as well. It's kind of like it meets up at this central point where Needle passes and then goes back down. You look off past the forest, and up in the sky, it's currently daytime out. There's a slight mist in the air that kind of creates this refraction of light as it passes through. But even through that, off in the distance, you see this small black orb pulsing every so often.
How far?
Make
away
make an intelligence check.
Oh yeah, easy.
Ooh, hold up. Let me actually get my character sheet open. Well, he asked, so I'll let
Okay.
him roll.
Oh, okay.
21.
Natural 20. Okay.
Privately roll.
Yeah,
that dice
Gar,
out.
this looks like it's probably a few miles off. Now,
Which direction?
in the northeast from you. Currently, if you look off to your left, the mountains go off for a ways before it seems like they taper off several miles out. To your right, it seems like they just continue to go on.
Right. That's odd. You all see that orb as well.
Yes.
That's the one that launched off from the tower, right? Slingshotted?
I believe so.
I'm almost
Seems
certain.
similar. Where is it going? Does it look like it's moving?
No, it looks stationary.
How far away did you say it was?
From
Couple
Gar's
miles?
estimate, it looked like it was probably a few miles.
A few miles.
For reference, this looks like several miles of forest
Okay.
that's beyond.
Was it? Which way did you say from us? Like north?
Northeast.
Northeast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks
Look at
quite
this
awesome.
forest. It's so massive. Imagine all the things that haven't been discovered yet that we could maybe be the first to discover.
For reference, on the other side of Needle Pass, when looking out over Sunset Valley, you can see the ocean. It's only about 3 miles from end to end. You can see the ocean pretty clearly. You can barely see the end of this forest, even at your current elevation.
Tis massive.
It's massive.
Well,
Understood.
I suppose there is a lot to discover.
Oh, it's so exciting. Oh, I swear, mark my words, I will make a name for myself out here. People will know the name of Mavis and his mechanical marvels. And I'll make mention of all of you too, because you helped me get out here, and you'll help me make it. I know you will.
Could you create something that could deafen the sound of your voice for me?
Why would I want to do that? Then you couldn't hear me shout if you're in trouble or in danger or anything, or even hear me when I say that there's an enemy behind you. Why would you
We've been
want to do that?
traveling for half a day, and it's already begun. What have I got myself into?
What already began?
Oh,
Mavis,
Miss Larian. Help, Miss Larian.
we will do what we can to support you, Mavis.
I know you will.
So, you guys are traversing down.
Right, should we follow the orb then? Or at least traverse in that direction?
Why not?
Well, Laren, you're quite good at scouting and traversing wooded areas. Why don't you take lead?
I give a nod. Which one is that again? Would that be?
So, you won't need to make any checks for this beginning. It seems like a pretty good, probably 10 to 20 minutes of walking back down this sort of winding path that goes back and forth along the mountainside. At the end of that, however, you guys, as you make your way down and begin to enter this forest, there's a certain level of... everybody that's proficient, make Arcana checks.
I think
You'll know you're proficient if there's a check mark next to Arcana.
Yeah, I do.
Damn.
Definitely do not. Hey.
I don't have
Okay.
the Elven curse.
Um,
Thank
Don't
God.
jinx yourself yet.
yeah, you still
right.
invented the Marvis on this character.
That's true, I did.
So, Mavis, though magic doesn't exist, there's a certain element of brain power within this forest.
There's a lot of science in here. I can smell it.
Zeos, feeling this connection to the weave, this magic that runs through your very veins as a sorcerer, you can feel it pretty immediately. There's some mystical nature to this forest. As you guys begin to enter the forest, whoever's leading, I need you to make a survival check. With
Would that- I was gonna say, would that be me?
oh yeah, you're leading.
All right.
With the direction of the portal in mind, trying to find your way through. 23, yeah, more than enough.
Nice.
Really good check there. So, this forest is a bit of... It gets really dense at different parts. The canopy becomes so thick that you can't even see light coming through, and then there are different parts where it opens up a bit. Laren, you navigate through, and occasionally you can see peeking between a couple trees that pulsing of the dark portal off in the distance. And keeping that in your mind, you continue to lead the party that way. This goes on for a few hours of not really, just silence. I mean, unless you guys are doing something specific.
Is it? I mean, it's like dead silence, like no birds chirping.
There
or
are indeed
rustling
birds.
Animals.
Okay.
There are
Yeah.
birds, and there are, I mean, occasionally you see some squirrels going around. Nothing seems like it's a dead forest. It seems very much alive. But
Oh, I don't even have one, do I? Oh well. I would be taking like little samples of barks from trees that I haven't seen before. You know, outside of Sunset, it's all new to me, and I want to. He's storing it all in his very
Okay.
very deep bag.
you find bark from deciduous trees, and from deciduous trees.
Oh, bet.
Yeah.
These are all deciduous for some reason. I figured there'd be more variety outside of the valley, but I guess not.
You would think so.
I'm
There are
gonna
a lot
get it
of
anyway.
trees.
Go ahead and
Really haven't
add.
traveled that far.
Go ahead and add. We'll
For
say
the
for the
aggregate.
purposes of this, it's about probably 6 inches by 4 inches, a small slab. Go ahead and add 5 of them to your inventory.
All right.
It's pretty resilient bark, but nothing extravagant. It doesn't seem like this is like super reinforced bark or anything like that. It's normal tree bark.
All right.
Wouldn't these trees be pretty similar to what's in Sunset Valley?
They are similar, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little bit different out here since it's such a vast forest, and the
Yeah.
forest in Sunset Valley. You actually do know that within Sunset Valley itself, the soil was hyper nutritious. Trees grew very quickly. It was part of what made Sunset Valley such a peaceful place. Lumber mills could work fine and not really have to fear about chopping an entire forest down. So you continue making your way through this forest, occasionally finding these different clearings. Laren, well, everybody actually, go ahead and make perception checks.
Roger, Roger.
Okay. Laren, you are too concentrated on finding your way ahead and keeping your eye on that dark pulsing portal, which seems to pulse every few seconds, almost like clockwork.
Cheers.
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 Stay healthy.
Nick, you're making all your Nick, all your rolls are private, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
was this-
Here,
I don't know why-
here's the fun thing. I can actually make it public.
There you go.
Hey.
I didn't know if you meant to be doing that, so I just.
That's
kinda-
awesome.
No, good call. Eventually, all of you hear some soft breaking of twigs off in the distance. Except for Laren. Laren, you're too focused ahead.
Who goes there?
I pull out my gun.
As you yell out who goes there, you see just in between the trees the faintest look of a doe frolicking off in the distance, running away.
Do we need
Well,
meat?
that could have been dinner.
I'll shoot it.
I'm gonna take a shot at it. You mentioned dinner.
Okay, this is in between trees. It has 3/4 cover, but go ahead and make a shot. Oh, you're a fucking sharpshooter. That's right.
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make a shot. 13.
Ooh, 13.
What the heck is an AC of a deer?
It's like an 11.
I think it is, yeah.
It's not
Oh
very
my
high.
god.
I'm pretty sure that hits anyway, but I kind of am curious here, just to be sure. Deer is actually a 13. You barely hit.
Wow.
That's amazing. So as you yell, who goes there? Actually, wait, is that its HP too? I think it had 4.
Oh my god. It's perfect.
It had 4? How do you do this?
Wow.
Okay. So, quickly pulling out your makeshift, what looks like a gun, although guns have not been invented in
My
this land.
miniature explosive device.
Your miniature explosive device, you fire off a...
Sparkling heart.
Lynette, hi! Thank you so much for the tier 1 resub. Welcome in. Sparkling heart. You see it hit true, right in the side shoulder piece of this deer, which... You can't really hear too much except for the faint brushing of grass. But you see
And
it
the
go
cooking
down, and you
process
see
has
it no
already
longer
begun.
moving.
After the explosive sound of his gun, do I hear anything else in the forest that's now starting to move or anything?
So, although it's a gun shape, Mavis's gun actually makes very little noise. It's essentially a...
Okay.
But go ahead and make a perception check anyway.
I did shout who goes there, so I mean that
It's
was
true.
loud too.
You guys aren't necessarily being stealthy. Listening out, you do hear up in the canopies the rustling of leaves, which is quickly followed by a flock of birds escaping from the apparent noise that suddenly just happened. But beyond
Doesn't
that,
sound like
nothing.
any dangers or
Doesn't seem like there's any other danger nearby, no.
well,
I won't be carrying it though, so if that's your job.
no. Well done. Yes.
Thank you.
We'll take what we can from it and leave the rest
Perfect.
for the animals around.
Who here knows how to carve up a dough?
Well, I believe I could help Miss Laren do it.
Perfect.
Have I ever done that before, Josh?
You would have been taught to, and you would have had to do it before, yeah, for sure. Either way,
Okay.
you could try your hand at it.
Okay.
So for this, you're helping her. Go ahead and make a nature check, Laren, with advantage. So when you click on it, it'll ask if you want to roll with advantage.
Okay. So nice. I love it.
Wow. That's actually really unfortunate.
You have a +7?
Yeah, she is expertise, actually,
She's smart.
in nature. So it takes a little while, probably the better part of about 20 to 30 minutes, with Gar helping you retrieving any bits that you peel off. You do get probably about 5 pounds of really good meat. Some of it was seared off from Mavis, and the rest of it you are deciding to leave for any other animals. But 5 pounds, actually, I'd say you would harvest enough for a full night's meal, which 5 pounds is more than enough for that. So you guys would have enough to go through the night without any need for rations.
I'm standing guard looking
Are
for.
we able to recover the
While
pelts?
they're doing that.
Mavis, go ahead and make a perception check. Gar, go ahead and make a nature check if you're trying to recover the pelt, or if you want Laren to.
Nature check. All right. I'll just help her. But
Well-
can we try to salvage the pelts?
I thought that was usually survival. But
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
sorry. I was thinking of it the other way around.
Hippie. Oh, I'm
Mavis.
not a halfling either.
Mavis, as you're
Yeah.
looking out, you see something dart from one tree to another. Looks like it's stalking you.
Ah, you fiend!
I shoot at it.
As you shoot out, a bolt fires off into the distance, hitting a bit of leaves that are hanging off a tree that slowly fall to the ground and burn. You
it.
see a squirrel leap from one tree to the other.
I missed.
Probably is what you saw, but it very well could still be something else.
The squirrels are
I get
spies.
closer.
You get closer.
Yeah, I want to see what this thing is. I
Okay,
don't
the
know
squirrel
what
is
it
scampered off. Go ahead and make an investigation check. Gar, go ahead and make it survival, actually.
I was just gonna point it out to Laren, like while she was cutting out the meat, like, hey, can you try to salvage the pelt?
In that case, Laren, go ahead and
Okay.
make survival with advantage.
Roger that.
Nice.
20, nice. Mavis, you search this tree up and down. You're sure it was the squirrel.
Oh well.
It had to
I
have
walk
been.
back.
There's just nothing else here. There's no way that nobody's hiding from you. You would know. You would know. Laren, it doesn't take you very long, actually, now that the majority of the meat is taken care of. You peel off the pelt, and it looks like you actually got the majority of it. This could probably be changed into a small coat if it was properly cured and taken care of. But go ahead and add a deer pelt to your inventory. To add items, if anybody's curious, there is an add button under different categories. For generic stuff, just make it loot. It's the bottommost category on your inventory. And you can just hit the edit button to rename it. I'll assign an icon later.
I think
Okay.
a pelt is actually probably
That's also possible. Let me
or
see here.
hide, maybe?
Pelt?
Do what now?
I'm just checking to see. It might be under trade goods.
As Josh
It's
mentioned
not
earlier,
an
we're still getting used to this new system, so bear with us, everyone.
Yeah.
No, it's not in there. Okay.
No, it's not. Okay.
Okay.
So either way, go ahead and add that. That's fine.
Before I leave the deer, I whisper a thank you to it. And
Okay. Are you
then
trying to
walk
be,
on.
like, quiet, not let people hear you?
Yeah, I'd say it under my breath.
Okay, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
I mean, I'm standing right over her. Do I
Go ahead and make a
hear her?
perception check.
Which check again? Was it?
Laren, sleight of hand, Gar, perception.
Where do I see my passive perception?
It is to the right, in parentheses, of each relative ability check.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Perception.
Whew. Yeah,
Oh,
you definitely
yeah,
hear her
you
say
heard
it.
her. You sounded
Nice.
like
She said it under her breath, but she didn't cover her mouth to hide it. You saw her and heard her say it. Just thanking this deer for its life.
If I would have, since I heard her, I would have said thank you as well, and just kind of given her a smile.
Okay. You
I was
guys.
gonna say I'm just sitting here watching Mavis climb up and down a tree. Looking for a squirrel, giggling to myself.
I huff and puff when I come back down and then walk back to the group defeated.
Aw.
It is a squirrel.
Okay.
All
Thank you,
done
Renee,
with
for the host.
the deer? It looks like it anyway.
We are indeed.
Believe so.
It's currently uncooked, but you do have enough meat to get you through the night for sure.
Did we have a bag of holding?
Mavis has a very
Mavis has
deep bag.
It's a very deep bag.
Yeah. Seems to go on forever.
Wait, hold on.
Did you want to put that in?
Right, Miss Lane, I don't know if you want to carry the raw meat on you, or if you want to put it in his deep bag.
My very deep bag.
If you wouldn't mind, Mavis.
Oh
I'm
no,
gonna
it's
hand it
for
to you.
Here.
Dumping it in.
It's pretty disgusting as it goes in. It is still uncleaned, uncooked.
How
But
much
you get it
should I
done.
add?
5 pounds.
Go ahead and add deer meat, and for the weight, just put 5 pounds. So, unless there's anything else you would like to do.
Oh, shall we continue?
Absolutely. Oh, it's already exciting. I'm loving it already.
Which, Mavis, as you say that, you look out and you still see this dark thing. Almost looks like a star, but in reverse. It's got to be fueled by some kind of brain power. You just don't know what.
Yeah, it's a lot of science that goes into that thing.
Really a lot of science. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Laren, go ahead and make me another survival check.
All right.
If you're the one still leading the group here.
With advantage or normal?
Nobody's particularly helping you with this, so this will just be normal.
All right.
Still a natural 20. You never lose sight of this dark portal. In fact, you make some really good ground through this forest. You guys travel for the better part of probably 10 hours. The sun eventually sets. It is very dark under this canopy. You can barely see little bits of moonlight coming through. One moment.
Where'd you go?
Whoa.
It's fun.
Oh, boy. That's a long day of walking. I'm pooped. Ugh.
True. Now, I'm not accustomed to cooking venison, more so fish. Actually,
I
I
can
just
cook
eat
it.
the fish raw,
I can
usually.
cook it.
You want to cook it?
Oh, yeah, yes. I would love to watch it burn. Yes.
No, you don't want it burnt, actually.
What?
No. That sounds terrible.
Well, I mean, the burning is the starting of the process, and you pull it off when it's just the right time. Now, that part I'm not very, adept at, but the burning part I can do. I'm just gonna burn it.
I'm gonna pull it out of the bag.
Okay. Are you starting a campfire here?
No, I am pulling out George, my flamethrower turret. Putting him on the ground.
Do it, George.
Make a survival check with disadvantage.
Is he doing that with all the dough meat that we
The
just got?
entire
I'm throwing it
bulk,
all
yes.
in a stack. A survival check, you said?
Can I quickly do something?
Yeah, would you like?
I'm gonna type this to you.
Okay.
Pretty sure I have that. Hold on. Yeah, I want to show
Okay.
that.
Do I still roll survival? Or
1 second. So, Mavis, as you pull out, what's his name? George?
George?
I'm gonna have to memorize these names. I forgot we had a Gokabot command to make Mavis say Marvis.
Oh.
So as you pull out George and set him on the ground, comes to life and charges up the flamethrower. Suddenly, make a perception check, Mavis.
All right. A 19.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
shit.
So very clearly, Mavis, as this thing is getting ready to roast the shit out of this meat, you suddenly see the meat start to move away from you, and this purplish, this purplish spectral hand is grabbing onto the entire chunk of meat, and you look off to the side to see Zeos holding his hands up and kind of pulling towards himself.
Leave it alone. It has to burn now. Fire will.
I'm just gonna have it burn it while it's going.
I'm gonna like fling the meat at guard.
Go ahead and make a. This would be just make a straight strength check, but this is going to be using the mage hidden strength, which is like -4.
I mean, my strength sucks in the first place.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So should I just do a regular strength?
Yeah, go ahead and do regular strength, but yeah, Mavis, go ahead and just roll damage. It doesn't have to dodge, so yeah. Okay. The hand goes like this underneath and tries to, and it just slips right out. The uncooked nature of this meat just falling out as the hand flops over, and suddenly George is there and roasts this meat. A torrent of flame envelops the meat and starts a little bit of the grass nearby on fire.
So much for our dinner.
I don't know what
Conrad.
it's
Does it look
Mavis,
yet?
this meat looks black.
No.
It's done.
As it starts to settle, you see that it's only the outermost bit that is seared. The inside looks still uncooked.
That's what we call blackened deer.
I put George back.
It's done.
It's bits of
Thank
it
you.
fall off from your hands because it's not cooked.
So I'm not a chef, but it did burn.
Oh. Yep. It's.
That was the most exciting thing all day.
We spent 20 minutes doing that, Laren. We spent 20 minutes getting that meat.
I'm tired after that.
Is it edible? Is it safe to eat?
Probably not. You could probably still salvage this and cook it, getting
Okay.
rid of the bits,
There's
but
no telling what might happen to you after you do eat it,
but it's currently not very edible.
Let's why don't you and I just finish cooking it, and
Fine.
Okay. Good try, Mavis. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll prepare an actual campfire.
Sure.
And
Go ahead and make a survival check for the heck of it. And if Laren's helping, go ahead and make it with advantage.
All right.
And I
Laren,
help
are you
light it if
helping
they
me?
want.
I am. Let's see, so that'd be survival. There we go.
Well, actually, Gar was rolling, but that's fine. He rolled really well anyway. It doesn't
All
take you
right.
very long. In fact, you guys get the campfire assembled really quickly. You get the meat on there and manage to cook it through enough to get you a good night's meal.
Perfect.
Thanks, Gar.
Yes. You're welcome.
As the night
Good,
comes
good
to
effort, though.
It's got that perfect blackened edge to it. It's got that great charcoal flavor that I was looking for. Ah, it's perfect.
I know how your bicuspids chew through the darkness. It's quite crunchy.
I know.
How do you pierce it?
I was blessed with strong bicuspids.
Like a rabid squirrel.
Ah, damn that squirrel. He got away from me.
Right.
as the night becomes fully dark, you guys lay out your various bedrolls in a clearing that is at least comfortable enough to sleep in. There's patches of grass throughout here, though directly under where the canopy gets particularly thick, it's usually dirt. You guys find an area that looks like it'll be pretty comfortable, though.
Does it get cold or anything, or is it...
It's currently, you know it to be... I'm not naming the seasons anything else. They're still spring, summer, fall, winter. It's currently like late summer, early fall. So it's still, it's relatively warm nights.
Then I'll put the fire out
Sure.
and offer to take first watch.
Okay. As you put the fire out, everybody make perception checks.
All right. Ooh.
Okay. Laren and Mavis, you're both like tidying up
I'm cleaning
your,
the bits of deer out of my teeth.
and this is very distracting for you, Laren.
Oh, I gotta go.
This is very distracting, Laren, as you're both doing this, and he just won't stop picking his teeth. Eventually, at one point, the last little bits of energy that are left in George, he like lifts one of his little robotic hands and wipes it out.
Hi, George.
But Gar and Zeos, as you're prepping for your first watch, Gar, you hear off. It's probably quite a ways off. This, and it doesn't sound like a defensive or aggressive howl. It sounds probably just like a normal wolf somewhere in the forest. But the thing that catches all of you, even Mavis and Laren, completely snaps you out of what you're doing, is following this howl. You hear this terrifyingly deep somewhere deep in the forest. You know it's deep because of how much it encompassed the entire area, but it was loud.
I didn't know you liked the deer that much, Gar.
Like
Good
loud to
God.
see. Yep, that was definitely me. How close did that seem, do you think?
Can we?
Can
Go ahead and make
either-
intelligence checks.
Okay.
Okay.
For anybody that's wanting to. That's fine.
That's at 16. Damn. Let's go, Zeus.
Ooh, Laren. Laren, looking out, you're struck with a moment of fear. The thing that all of you do realize is this didn't sound like an animal. You don't know of any animal that could make that noise. And Laren, your eyes are immediately drawn to the horizon, the trees, seeing if whatever made this noise is actually close or not. All of you, it's difficult to tell how far. It was probably a couple miles. And even making that much noise, you could still hear it.
Must be massive.
A mastiff?
Massive. No
yes.
T.
Yes.
No F's. I's. V's. No. Okay.
Okay, you're good. Looked like you were having a stroke.
I feel like it. Yes. It's my face drooping.
Always. It's probably fine. If it's massive, we'll hear it from far away. When it's getting closer, let's just go to sleep.
Right. Well, I'll keep first watch. Who would like to take second? I'll wait.
I will.
You can.
There, Mavis?
Unless somebody else wants to take it.
I'll watch for you, Gar.
All right. I'll wake you in a few hours.
All right. Gar, go ahead and make a perception check as the rest of you lie down and try and get some sleep.
I don't have dark vision, so is this a disadvantage?
Yeah, you put out the fire. This is a disadvantage. That's not too bad. Nothing catches your attention for the first, hour. After the second hour, you again hear rustling of leaves, but it appears to be a small fox. Just comes by and kind of sniffs towards the camp and then meanders off.
I would have tried to feed it.
As you get up...
Leftover fish or anything. Just, toss it out towards it.
Okay.
Not trying to lure it in or, become
Yeah.
super friendly, but just giving it a meal because it looked hungry since
Mhm.
it sniffed the fire.
As it approaches the meat, it looks up at you and just backs up. It appears too scared to even try.
I pick up and eat it.
Sure. The rest of your watch passes by without any incident. You wake up Zeos. Zeos, you're shook awake as Gar's giant clawy hand grabs you by the shoulder and just gently nudges you awake.
Seemed quiet, but definitely keep an ear out for that beast. Or
Yeah.
not beast, whatever it was.
Hopefully, we won't see it.
Alright, well, I'm going to sleep though.
As Zeos hits the ground, or Gar hits the ground. Zeos, I need you to make a perception
Just
check.
dead.
Get me out of here! You're on top of me!
Just lay down on him.
I swear, there's nothing out there. I'm right here. Zeos, go ahead and make a perception check. You have dark vision, so it would be normal.
No.
24. Yeah, beyond the little bits of wildlife that occasionally get a little curious throughout the night, the rest of your watch goes on without any incident. Eventually, the little bits of sun start to peer up from the horizon. You begin waking everyone up. You've all... Oh, wait. Actually, technically, I'd say that, well, for the sake of it, everybody gets the rest that they need. Gar, I guess we could have said you waited 6 hours so that he could get a full 6-hour rest.
Well, I only need 4.
He's a high elf. He only
Yeah.
needs 4, so I would have.
Oh, yeah, you have trance. That's right. Never
I
mind.
would have stayed for 3 hours, and then that way it could have been a total of 7 for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so for this, it's early morning when you guys begin to wake up. You get a pretty good head start on it.
Probably used to with combat training from Marcon. waking
Yeah.
up super early.
Yeah, he was strict, but not unfair, not cruel. Eventually, you guys retrieve your bedrolls, to put out campfire on the ground, and Laren, you again begin to look off towards this dark portal in the sky. Go ahead and make another survival check for me. You don't know how far ahead you are in this forest. It's a lot of the same. The scenery doesn't really change. Occasionally you see, a little bit more of a hilly region or larger trees, but other than that, it's a trek through this thing.
While she's leading us through, I want to keep an eye out for any large tracks of whatever could have made that sound.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check, perception check as well, Gar.
Survival and perception.
Just perception, sorry.
Okay. 9.
9? Nothing catches your eye. You see some tracks that seem like maybe they could belong to some canine creature. Way too small to belong to this thing. Eventually, though, around the time that both of you guys see this, Laren, while tracing ahead for the correct way out of this forest, however far it is, you guys see a clearing up ahead. Go ahead and make perception checks.
Right.
Perception.
All of us? Sorry.
Yeah, all of you
12.
can for this.
Sweet.
Okay. Mavis, you notice last, but you're also in the back where a bunch of taller people are walking ahead of you, and it's difficult to see.
With your ass.
You notice a clearing. And as you begin to approach, there are what appear to be tents that are broken in and collapsed in this clearing, a stomped out campfire, some chopped down trees. And I would say that Zeos, you actually notice first. As you approach, there's a small tree stump, probably about 3 feet tall, with a goblin right in front of it. But this goblin is dead. It's laying back currently on this tree trunk.
Okay.
You do see some blood on it, but right from this distance, you're probably about 60 feet from the clearing. What would you guys like to do?
Is it Tarthic?
Difficult to tell from here. You'd have to get closer.
Oh, do we have to do perception for that, or?
If you guys get closer to it, yeah.
Well, whatever killed this could still be in the area. Maybe we approach quietly.
Can I tell, like, any wounds, or I just can make out that it looks dead with blood?
I'll say that Zeos, you can, because of the 24 perception. There appears to be a pretty significant piercing through the center of this goblin's chest.
Does it look like a spear or a sword or something like that?
To determine the specifics, you'd have to get closer.
Okay.
When the enemy of goblins
It
is
doesn't look like an animal attack, though.
This is too specific.
Okay.
It's not like it's mangled. This is such a precise spot.
Right. Well, whatever it was could still be in the area. We approach
Definitely.
quietly, or at least try to.
The enemy of
I
goblins
kind of
is likely
shuffle
our
my
friend, right?
voicemail.
If it kills goblins, well, we kill goblins, so it's probably our friend.
We've also spared goblins.
Fairly Mavis.
Yeah, that was not from unanimous decision.
There are a lot of foes out here.
So, as you guys
One's
approach, you eventually reach
Quietly.
the edge of this clearing. Go ahead and make stealth checks.
3.
Ooh! Ooh! Holy shit!
Stealthy.
Wow!
Be stealthy.
Oh, no
Oof.
one's Nathan.
Looking good.
Me, Mavis.
It's me, it's me, it's me.
Mavis, Mavis,
I'm back to go. Mavis.
What's your chainmail going along?
So, as you guys approach the edge of this clearing,
Oh, I got it.
we have a new map. Oh,
What?
yes.
you guys can control your tokens.
This one is so cool.
You guys can control your tokens. You're in the southeast. Anything that is marked... Oh, for some reason that one isn't marked. Yeah, the one that you're marking right now. That's the one you actually see.
Do I
That
see
one's
that?
also supposed to be dead. Sorry. Anything that you see here is dead. I don't know why.
Okay.
The
Cool.
fire is dead.
So, as you get closer,
The
you do
trees are
see that it
dead.
appears to be... Yep, it's all dead.
We're dead.
You're dead. Yeah, you're dead as well. You see that it appears to be about 6. An assortment of about 4 goblins and 2 hobgoblins, which you fought on the Isle of Eldon. You can feel free to move your tokens around. Zeos, the one that you saw right here, is the one that's currently laying down. As you're closer, go ahead and make a... this would be investigation, I guess, to determine the nature of this.
Investigation.
I'm going to the hut.
Do they look like they're wearing the same attire as the goblins we fought within Sunset?
They do, yes. Investigation 18. So, Zeos, as you approach this thing and look it over, the thing that's odd is that there are no, like, mangle marks on this goblin's body. As you get closer, you can also tell it it's not Tarthic.
Oh, hey Josh. Joel was wondering if you wanted to switch to the one that has the map on it, just because.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So the chat's
Thank
supposed
you,
to be.
Joel.
They are. Thank you, Joel. They are indeed supposed to be seeing that.
Perfect.
Much better. Appreciate you.
There's map of those.
So, 1 second. There's one more thing I need to do.
I was mostly investigating the nature of his death compared to if it was Tarthic or not.
Right. It didn't take a check, really, to see if it wasn't Tarthic. That was pretty clear. I'm dumb.
I'm
Okay.
just checking this little tent here and Mr. Dude that's dead to me.
Okay.
Dead next to me. Dead to me.
Oh, yeah, if you hold
He's dead to
both,
you.
you see all entities.
Do I investigation?
Oh,
check?
look at that. That's cool. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation. Zeos, determining the nature of this thing's death. It's about a 3-inch piercing
Damn.
through the center of this thing in diameter. It's pretty big. This is bigger than a spear would make. A spear would just make something small, probably no more than an inch. Like, this is probably actually closer to 4 to 6 inches.
Okay. Can I make an Arcana check to see if it seems Arcanic at all?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and make an Arcana check. Also, hi, Hal.
Hi, Hal.
Okay,
Hello,
15.
Hal.
There doesn't appear to be any arcane residue, or you don't feel anything arcane about this. It's not like you have a sensor for this sort of thing, but just investigating it, nothing comes to mind that would really be arcane in nature. This almost looks like it's a perfectly circular piercing. Go ahead and actually, let's see. What are y'all's passive perceptions?
15.
11.
Rachel, it would be to the right of your perception score.
13.
Okay. Zeos, and where's Gar? There's Gar. I would say you all notice, actually. You're close enough. There is a small trail of blood here in the northwest.
Oh, you dragged our screens. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he can do that.
Here in the northwest.
Freaky.
That
Well,
appears
you could
to
just zoom.
trail off into a path further into the forest.
Did I find
Mavis,
anything
your
with 22?
investigation check of 22. You find the sword that this thing was using, a long sword next to
Okay.
its body. You also find a small pouch of what looks to be probably about 15 gold pieces. It doesn't look like these guys were particularly loaded. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were there. With the 22, you would also find a different small pouch. Doesn't feel like it contains coin, though. As you open it up, there appears to be some sort of powder inside.
Can I identify said powder? I reach in, pull it out, let it run between my fingers.
Okay, give me a second.
Explosion.
If it's gunpowder, I would know.
Oh, you would
Or
know.
boom powder, as I call it.
Boom powder.
Explosive powder.
Bum.
It's boom powder.
I don't have it in here, actually, so. One moment. There it is. Okay. Let's see. How do you want to do this? Let's say
I died.
no. It's a very small amount of powder. Whatever's in this thing. It's
I'm trying to let
probably
it run back
enough
through my
for a
fingers back
handful.
into the bag.
Okay. That's enough.
I'm not losing any. of it.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Not investigation. All right.
No, this is different.
Okay.
10. Okay. Looks like a very fine, slightly multicolored powder.
Multicolored.
Slightly.
Ooh.
It's not like it's a rainbow, but it's
And I can't. Oh,
you have identify.
I do.
Uh-huh.
Can I detect any extra sciencey nature about it?
Go ahead and make an Arcana check. What's everyone else doing?
Well, did I investigate the rest of the body to see if I found anything on it?
So this is a slightly multicolored powder.
Very interesting. Not really.
Put it in my bag.
Okay. Go ahead and add strange powder to your inventory.
Did he investigate just the body or the hut too?
The
investigating
hut
the
is
powder.
actually where he found the powder. I would say that within the hut itself, you see a torn up bedroll, but no personal belongings. What it looks like here, amidst the broken down tents, dilapidated, the broken trees that are actually very clearly cut. Next to some of the trees, there are some hand axes. The ground around here is very stomped down. This looks like it was a temporary camping spot. And goblins are very dismissive of nature, and it looks like they just chopped down any trees they could for wood and didn't care if they wasted. Gar, I'm sorry, tell me what you were doing again?
Oh, I am like kind of scrounging around looking for anything useful, like unused torches, uneaten rations that are still good.
Okay.
Yeah, just anything useful.
Okay. You do find a couple torches here that are broken in half. I have to check on one thing actually. It's right here, in fact, which is perfect. You actually don't find. No, you'd find a few torches. I'd say in the midst of all of this, you find 3 that are unbroken. Other than that, there are 3 long swords and a couple short swords and a short bow. If you guys want to take any of that.
3 long swords.
Just a regular short bow.
2 short swords.
Yep, these look very plain. In fact, some of them look a little bit shoddy in terms of quality. They look like they behave the same, but they don't look pretty.
Are there crossbows?
Not here. Yeah, not here. There is one longbow next to this hobgoblin here in the center, but it is split in half.
Gotcha.
And it looks like a
I
pretty
did whisper
significant
you,
split.
Josh.
Did you?
I'd take all the weapons and hand them to Mavis and just maybe we could sell this for coin whenever we find a town.
What was it you were handing to me?
The 3 long swords, 2 short swords. I can't remember what all these.
3 torches. Unless
Yeah, well, I kept the torches.
Okay. I think that sounds right.
Dark vision.
Okay, so you walk over to me where I'm at right now. There. Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I shove them all in the bag.
Also, I think there's something underneath this goblin here for me, but I can't lift him up. Could you lift him up, Gar?
I'm pointing at this one right here.
I think Zeus was trying to find anything on the body besides the wound.
Yeah, I asked if
Yeah.
was there anything on this one?
That is actually where one of the short swords was.
Okay.
And
Anything else?
all in all, there are some scattered coin, some silver, some gold. You guys don't find very much, though. It's not like these goblins are loaded. You find a total of probably 20 extra gold on top of that 15 that Mavis found. Gar, as you reach down and begin to lift this body, you hear, "Chicken butt!" as it emits from this body that you touch.
I tossed the corpse onto him.
Make a... Okay. Make a general strength check.
Can I try to dodge out of the way?
This will be against your AC.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
What's your AC, Mavis?
16.
You barely duck out of the way. It grazes the top of your hair as it flies over your head and rolls off about 10 feet from you.
Good one. Good try.
I don't know how to feel as a cleric that he desecrated a body by casting that spell.
Right. Shadu, thank you for the raid, my friend.
Mavis.
Me.
Oh.
I want to look in this tent as well. Now that I'm here.
Sorry, 1 second.
Copy that.
I was just... Okay. Nothing.
I want to look at this. Oh, sorry.
You look in each of the tents, and it looks like anything that was here was taken. You do see some footprints scattered off to the north side, up here towards the top. But beyond that, you do actually see tracks coming into here and going out. It looks like this place was... Whatever killed these things, all of them have this 4 or so inch piercing in their chests, by the way. Zeus, what are you doing right now?
Well, you said we checked all the tents, so I was
Yes.
gonna say I'm over here checking these tents, but
Yep, you
if
find
we
the same
checked
thing.
all-
It looks like there's
Yeah.
nothing but tattered bedrolls in here.
You know, Miss Laren, just in case this thing comes back and finds us, or we find it being hostile, I'm going to cast my warding bond on her. It lasts an hour. Any damage you take, you have resistance to, so it's halved, but I also take damage. So.
As you... Is that touch range? It is.
60 feet.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, wait. I thought it
It's
was
touch.
60 feet.
Yeah,
It says touch on there, but I don't know.
the spell itself could be different.
While the target is within 60 feet of you. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it's
You also get a +1 to your armor class.
good to know.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Alrighty.
So, Gar, as you, what'd you say your passive was? 15?
15.
As you walk up and place your hand on Laren's wrist, activating the spell, you see on both of your hands the platinum rings light up with this bluish-white energy for a second. And as it fades, you look off to the side, and just past Laren's shoulder, over here, you see a face ducked behind the tree. Make a history check.
Oh,
Oh.
did it look humanoid?
Ish?
Would we have heard this? Like the rustling and the...
History check. That's enough. This looks like one of those beasts that was there at Sehanin's tower that retreated when you guys presented the key. And just as you're realizing this, off to the northwest, the northeast, the east, the south, and the west, you hear this as emerging from the trees. These, I can't quite show the pictures. Where is the picture? Oh, I didn't make a picture, that's why. I have to...
okay.
Well, you see one here. Don't worry, I'll show them. They all become visible now that they're stepping out of the trees.
Oh, those dudes.
Yep. They'd be right about there.
Right.
And they have clubs in hand. They smack the ground with them as this one that's off to the northeast, nearest, I guess, to Ugar. It looks a little bit better armored. It points its mace out towards the four of you and shouts out something. Zeos, you actually speak Goblin, so you understand it to say, "Attack!" You do, don't you?
I thought it was Nestor who spoke Goblin.
I don't think I speak Goblin.
Nessa spoke Goblin.
Oh, you used to.
No, I don't
you
speak
changed
Goblin.
that. I forgot.
No, I don't think I ever spoke
Did you not?
Goblin. I think no.
Well, then you hear this thing roar. And with that, I'm going to need you all to roll initiative.
It begins.
It begins.
How do we do this again?
Right click on the fist on the top right
Yep.
chat. And then you'll see it dice
Ah, yes.
on the turn thing.
Oh. Okay.
3!
Oh, damn,
Three.
man, that's-
Hot damn.
And with this, do that.
That music.
I know, right?
All right.
So yeah, don't
How
forget,
do I
Rachel,
fight again?
any damage you take is half.
Okay, roger that.
Any damage, regardless if it's magical or otherwise.
Okay.
Sorry, 1 second. One of the things that I had here didn't
You're
do what I
good,
wanted
man.
it to.
No worries, no worries.
Oh, was it the group roll thing?
Yeah, I didn't realize what I did. I mean, I realize now what I did. You guys can't see the initiative, right?
No. Well, yes. But
Yes.
it's
Right.
question. I can see the initiative of the two bugbears, the 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I update, I guess it does it that way. That's okay. Either way, as these things charge out, that for perspective, that thing rolled a 14 for stealth, and it was the only one that failed its stealth check. These things would have had a surprise round if it didn't pass your...
Ooh,
Man.
damn.
Yeah, so it was just enough, Gar. There we go. That's what I needed. So, top of the round, Mavis. You are surrounded by 5 different... They look like humanoid. They're tan-skinned with white fur and different... Or tan fur, actually. But they stand bipedal. Probably 7 feet tall. Faces that almost come into a bit of a bear face, but still have vague humanoid resemblance. With large teeth that come out in front, wielding these giant spiked clubs.
All right. What is my move speed? Oh, that's right. I'm a gnome with tiny little legs.
God dang it. Joel said 60 feet range if your arms are 60 feet long for the touch.
Easy. Yeah. Oh god, how do I get... There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna travel over there. I'm gonna reach in my pouch, pull out George the flamethrower, drop him down right here. So you have to do that part, right? Or
No,
I
you can
drag
drop him. I just can't. I can't. You can't delete him.
Okay, so what is this? Oh, that's right. I forgot to replenish my use from when we slept. Sorry, 1 second.
You're good.
Bop. Da-da-da. 0, and then George goes there. All right, and I say,
George, just like last night. Attack!
and he's going to. I need to actually select him. Flamethrower, damage. He needs a dexterity saving throw.
You rolled a
I don't change
21.
where this phone goes.
So if you go, it's kind of weird, but if you go up to the second icon in the upper left, and then hover your mouse over the thing,
Got
and
it.
yeah, control scroll.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as George pops out, lets forth a torrent of flame. It engulfs the bushes, and the bushes take the majority of it, unfortunately. But it still does look like this thing suffered some damage. 2 points to be precise.
Oh, Josh, by the way.
Huh.
I did send you the updated stats, because right now it shows me as being level 3 within the stat down there.
I thought I
but
replaced those. Oh.
that's okay. We can fix it up later, but...
Okay. You know what?
No
I
worries.
downloaded them, but I didn't actually apply them.
Okay.
I'll do that sometime in between during some RP. It's fine.
No worries.
And
And that is... I guess I'll take 1 step back behind George, and
Okay.
that's my movement, action, bonus action. That's my turn.
okay. Moving along on to Zeos. You're up. Wait.
Yeah.
Go back. There we go. All right, Zeos. What you gonna do?
All right, I'm gonna take 1 step back to be back to back with these guys.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt at this guy.
Which one? Oh, that one. Okay. Go for it.
So attack. Normal.
14. As you launch forth this weird pulsing mass of arcane energy.
Thunder?
Sure, I guess we'll say it's thunder. It shoots right past this this creature's face and slams into a tree trunk in the back, creating this burst of sound. It just barely dodged out of the way.
14 misses.
This is strong.
Okay, yep. That's the end of my turn.
Okay.
I'll end it.
That brings us to this one. Has
Oh, it actually tells us the names. Okay.
oh, what did you look at that? There it is. 4, 5, 6. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 just barely gets close enough.
Fuck.
This one charges up to you and is going to attempt to smack you with its club. With a natural 20.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that definitely doesn't hit.
No, he's
No.
impervious to said things.
Oh no!
He swung so hard his club fell apart during his swing and it missed his hand.
How
He
the
touched the air with a nat 20.
I just get hit by splinters of wood from his broken off weapon. That's how this works, right?
yeah. This thing, wow, that rolled well. You take 20 points of piercing damage as it hits you right in the gut. Several spikes from the center of this club pierce straight into you. You feel the air escape your lungs for a second. That hurt. That fucking hurt.
What's the shortcut for putting the thing? in?
While you're selected
Enter.
on yourself, hit enter.
Oh, I wasn't selected. That's why. 20.
Took 20
Cool.
damage?
It crit him. This one, this one that was hit by George walks up to it, looks down, and attempts to smack him with its club. With an 18 to hit, that's its AC. Dealing 7 points of piercing damage. As the top of George's head, the cannon kind of jostles to the side. It's kind of bent, but George kind of shakes it off.
You fucked up now, buddy.
That will bring us to the end of their turn. Laren. For some reason, it still shows your name as Kokiri. I'll fix that.
Oh, you're good. Okay, I'm gonna take a stab at this dude next to Zeos, so I'm right here.
Sure.
Okay. And I believe I could sneak attack because he's right there, right?
You are correct.
You do.
Okay.
Dude.
A dude.
A dude.
Dude. Really, dude.
Oh.
Oh no.
How?
Oh no.
Oh no. Wait,
Okay. I will. No, that doesn't hit. You don't need to sneak attack.
Yeah, beat it up anyway.
I will say, Laren, especially given the fact that you're a scout, you would know this, and everybody's kind of getting in. Well, TJ and Rachel in particular are getting back in the swing of D&D. If you were to stand on the other side of it from Zeos, you would get advantage. Knowing that, I'll allow you to make another attack roll to see if it hits. Yeah,
Okay. I
but
appreciate you.
move to the opposite side of it.
Okay. Roger that. So
Especially
that's-
being Laren, like you would know.
Oh, you said advantage. My bad.
No, that
that
was
is
the
the
advantage.
That
Is that
that
what
is.
you
That was the advantage.
Oh.
Can we get the sneak attack with it?
You rolled a
or-
1 and a 2.
No,
Get the case
hell?
of the Elrins.
Yeah.
It's just the curse of the rogue.
Curse of the road.
shit.
Oh
Um,
no.
1 second. I have to collapse.
We've been getting lazy walking in the forest, not attacking things. So we're getting back in the swing of it.
Okay. As you pull out your rapier, you jam it into the back of this thing, and it scrapes off of the little bit of hide armor that this thing is wearing, just like slams off to the side. It didn't even do anything to it. It scraped up the hide armor a little bit. It has a nice scratch on it. But it's not looking that good. Do you want to do a bonus action or anything? I don't know if you really need it for anything.
I don't think I have one that would really do much.
Yeah.
Do you have new weapons that you use, or is it just the one?
Rapier, I want to say, is not light.
It's not.
Yeah, so she doesn't have an extra attack if she attacks with that.
I have a short bow, but I don't
Wait,
think
is
I.
rapier?
What?
It might be.
Are you telling me that I've been messing up this entire time?
Nathan.
It might be. I'm looking. I got you.
Okay. Yeah, Bit saw that face, Nathan.
It's a finesse weapon. It is not a light weapon.
Yeah.
Is the charged rapier maybe different, or have I been fucking up? Shit.
Yeah, Bit knows it's not light, apparently.
Good.
Just let it happen.
I appreciate you. It didn't matter anyway because I still suck fat ass, but it is what it is.
Oh, wait. This thing took 7 points of damage, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Okay. You were so happy. Bit. All right. After Laren's turn, this larger one, Gar, you see it pull out a javelin off of its back, and as it throws it towards you with a 14 to hit. You sidestep it just at the
19.
last second. Damn. And it slams right into the ground next to your feet. Like mere inches from your feet. Wait, oh my goodness.
Not today.
What are you guys doing?
Oh my gosh.
What happened?
You got rated.
Massive
Sorry, I
rating.
got double rated. Brief side note real quick. Hello, 50% Gaming and the 8th one. I actually know who the 8th one is because I was just tuning into that stream earlier. The 8th one was having an interview with 50 and they were just talking about all things streaming. Thank you guys for the raid. Welcome in. We are currently doing some D&D. The players are in the middle of a battle. Mr. Renegade, what's up, man? Thank you for the follow. The antagonist Titan, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome in, guys. We are trying to keep things at a steady pace. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. But, Soar, how's it going? But we are currently in the midst of a not-so-good-looking battle, I'm going to say. Will Mergen, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the garage, everyone. So, let me just make sure here. One minor thing.
Hi, everyone.
Gotcha. As Kerplunk, Mr. Renegade, thank you for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. This thing saunters up to you, Gar, after this javelin pierces the ground right next to you, dodging out of the way. Laren, your AC, you already increased it by 1?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
Because of Gar's ring.
Right.
They're dying
Okay.
to Bugbear's bit. And it's not looking good. The Bugbears have already rolled a natural 20, and our players have already rolled a natural 1. The rolls are not on their side. We were doing an interview. I'm so happy to be here. I know you all are busy. But hi, friends. Hi, 50. Good to have you here, man. Welcome. For everybody that knew before, it used to be Sunset Valley. This is now the Chronicles of the Second Lands. So, this thing comes face to face with you, Gar. You can feel the exhale of this warm, disgusting breath as it's nearly eye level with you. You're pretty tall.
Tasty.
Which will end its turn, however, and bring us to you, Gar.
Are you doing the Matt Mercer spellcasting thing?
I am indeed.
Okay. So I will just kind of stare it down and say out loud a quick prayer to Melora. Melora, protect us. And I will cast Bless on Zeos, Mavis, and Laren.
Okay. What that means is for any attack rolls, saving throws, or ability checks for y'all for the next minute, as long as he... Minute? 10 minutes?
Minute.
As long as he maintains concentration, I believe.
Yep.
You guys can add a D4 to any of those.
Copy that. All right.
And then I'm going to say
Can
a
of
quick
Roach,
healing word for Zeos at second level.
Okay. Also, I just realized the health bars aren't showing up for you guys. That's my bad, because I
Yeah.
placed these things long ago.
Oh, you good?
It's fine.
Also, our own health bars aren't either, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I meant.
Gotcha. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
So you get 9 health back.
Zeos, nice.
And I'll just stare this thing down and keep my shield ready.
Okay.
And I'll just end my turn there.
Cool.
Perfect. Gar, I'm just updating one thing. There you go, that's done. And Laren, there, always for owner. Perfect, okay. That'll end your turn. Face to face with this thing. This thing is wearing, actually, you can tell it's a chain shirt on it. This thing is well armored. Top of the round, Mavis.
All right. I'm going to... Well, George is going to keep doing what George does, so I need to actually rotate him, though.
That's up.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Then let me look through my stuff real quick. Sorry.
You're good. Speaking of, Zeos, you're on deck.
Yes. All right. I'm just gonna join him in the flame escapade. I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Firebolt him.
Okay. 16
16?
just hits.
All right. Damage 5.
Nice.
Okay.
And
It's fine.
did the other
And
thing already
then-
roll?
No, he's going to right now. I don't know why it does that, but there we go.
Failed his saving throw.
Okay.
For
11.
11.
Nice.
Very
Alright.
nice. So as you, coinciding with George on the ground, torn to flame, followed by a solid firebolt from your makeshift pistol, both hit this thing. He's assaulted pretty well, and currently parts of his hide armor have little bits of flame coming off of them, and you can see he has a little bit of a limp now. He's pretty hurt.
That's what we're talking about.
You want to
And
move it
then
all?
I walk up closer, trying to kind of interpose between George and him. You feel me?
Yeah, okay. Sure. That'll bring us to Zeos. Laren, you're on deck.
Roger that.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to get out of his reach and step back.
So he gets an attack of opportunity.
Yep. Let's see. This one, all right. He's gonna take that, so that will be.
Another
I hate you.
natural 20.
Stop it!
I thought about giving you something else besides bless, but I wasn't sure.
Is it another?
Fucking nat 20.
Oh my god.
Oh
How
my
much
god.
damage?
A little bit less this time. You take 16 points of piercing damage as this thing is locked onto you, hits you right in the side of your hip, tearing away part of the flesh, almost staggers you over. You regain your composure, but damn, this thing is focused on you.
Okay.
Zero stats, by the way, Josh.
Thank
Sorry.
you.
Yeehaw.
That one. So, chat, we do have stats at the bottom. You're right. Now I need to see this, actually.
Yeah, they're all off. They're all.
Wow. I could definitely see that 8th one.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you have any questions about D&D, feel free to let us know.
All right.
You did that bit?
Damn it, but why?
How? How? Man.
Should lit a match instead of prayer.
All right. So I'm gonna cast another chaos bolt at that target.
Okay.
You get to add a plus D4 to the attack roll.
How do I do that?
Just roll a D4 after your attack.
You do have a manual dice roller in the upper left, the bottommost icon.
Oh yeah. So attack. Or wait, can't I do situation? So I just do a plus 1d4, right?
Oh, yeah. You can add it right to that. I forgot.
D4, so like that.
Wow. Oh. Oh, my God.
I'm going
Oh
to.
my gosh. Meta match?
I don't have any meta magic to reroll that.
Don't, yeah.
But I do have meta magic. I'm gonna use this. Cast
Okay.
the same thing again. At the same guy.
That has to target a second creature within range.
Oh, second creature?
Yeah. So go ahead and recover
And I'll
that
throw
meta
it at
magic
the one
point.
that Mavis is attacking.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Uh,
Go ahead and roll that. You have the 1d4 to add to it, so.
yeah. Do
Just
it all
three.
over again.
UK. Your mainstream. Love the book and layout of this. Look at the
Oh, that
book
was
and
so
layout of
sad.
this. Much love. Peace out. 8th one. Thanks so much for the raid. Thanks for
My
hanging
rolls
out.
have been so bad.
Have a wonderful
That's-
night, man.
I mean,
Get some
yeah,
rest.
it
Hopefully,
hits
we'll see
so
you back.
right? 16 hit, I
Love
think.
always
Josh,
having
yeah.
people tune into this. 17 will hit.
Okay.
All right.
Roll
Go ahead
damage.
and roll that damage. Okay, and you can choose between. Oh wait. God, I totally forgot. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
ridiculous, man. You can choose either acid or thunder damage.
Acid or thunder?
Yeah.
We'll use thunder.
Thunder. All right. So as you pull back, and for reference, everybody has seen Zeos. He pretty much exclusively travels with his shirt off. His body looks like it has bits of scales, almost like a scaly texture to it, and he has tattoos all over his body, all over his torso. And as he casts this spell, they light up, and as you let forth this, looks kind of like whitish, bluish in its composure. Your tattoos glow the same color. The first one shoots right over the head of this thing, a little bit high, recoiling from all the pain you've taken so far. You turn to your side and launch another one off, slamming right into the side of this hobgoblin. A burst of sound happens as he takes 10 points of thunder damage. Wait. That he had 10 hit points.
Yes!
Yep.
First kill of the
I killed a doe.
Oh,
As
wait,
it's-
just killed the doe.
It,
That's right.
it slams into the chest of this thing. It's looking down at this turret, looks over at Mavis, and then looks up at you. And the bolt slams into him. He goes flying back a good 5 feet, landing in the bushes behind.
I test my spitting distance. Reaching for 5 feet.
Make a strength check.
Okay, copy that.
Make a Constitution check. Actually, this is more your inner. This is the first time I've ever heard an actual just straight Constitution check.
There we are.
Oh yeah,
21.
it reaches him.
He's spit up.
It reaches
Nice.
him.
Okay,
It lands
that's a-
actually right on his face. Perfectly aimed. Can't believe you rolled a 21 with that.
For that,
I don't
that
joke
thing.
about my spit distance.
That'll bring us to the end of that one's turn,
on,
bringing
hold on,
us
hold on.
now back. Oh wait, yeah,
Don't
you
have bonus actions?
you do if you want to use it for anything, which for
I'm
you,
gonna take a healing potion.
yeah, you will.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead and roll that. And the nice thing about this is it automatically removes it from your inventory. Thank you, Foundry. That's a good roll. Very nice.
+9.
Right.
Oh, that was almost the wrong thing. Shit.
Yeah, you can shift enter. There you go.
I was just tried to kill myself.
Oh, this bugbear's doing it for you. Don't worry. That brings us to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just enough. This one also runs up with a spiked club. You guys know all of these different types of weapons from training with Marcon. This is a Morning Star. Runs up to the side of you, Gar, attempting to hit you with its club with a 16. You have a 19. As you're looking at this, what looks like the leader of these, shield in hand, your vision is focused on it, and at the last second you see a glint from the light refracting off reflecting shining off of the morning star in this thing's hand. You turn your shield at the last second as it slams in. You can feel the pain in your forearm from how hard this thing hit, but it pulls back. That's its entire turn. It brings us to the next one, which, with the fact that this thing's doing so well, it's actually going to take the attack of opportunity from Laren as it's going towards Zeos.
So you get to make an attack roll.
Yeah, you get to make a free attack on it, Laren.
Oh,
You don't
sweet.
get sneak attack on it.
Correct.
Okay.
And your turn is up next. So,
Do I get movement with this, or just the
nope,
attack?
just the attack.
Okay. Would my rapier reach if I just like,
Oh, you're hitting him as he's moving away from you.
Oh, rather.
So he's
okay.
moved there,
Gotcha.
but you hit him first.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a rogue curse.
It's a rogue curse.
Rogue curse.
100%. You rolled a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Match for you. And
Bit. I think rogues are cursed as a whole.
Okay.
So as you try a different approach and do a wide sweeping slash with the rapier this time, you give him a smack in the ass, almost like spurring him on as he's moving towards Zeus.
The extra D4 is not even going to help there.
Get him,
Yeah, no, it won't. She's steadily getting better. Joel's not wrong.
Data Joel.
If she rolls a 4 next, I'm going to lose my mind.
Right?
Me too.
Zeus, this thing runs up to you, anger in its eyes, swings out with the morning stars. You duck out of the way. You can feel the wind distort. It rolled a 7 as
Thank
it
God.
as the wind moves over your head, and it pulls back around as I hit my microphone. As the morning star slams into the ground next to it. Brings us to the end of its turn. Laren, you're up. Gar, you're on deck-ish.
Okay.
Laren's stats.
A few more rolls and she'll be hitting every shot from here on. And
You have
You have
advantage.
advantage.
you do have
Oh,
advantage.
yes.
So when you hit
Advantage, yeah.
attack, roll with advantage.
Roger that. Okay.
23 hits, roll that damage, and roll sneak
Alright.
attack.
Right.
Yeah.
So you also have to roll the rapier damage, Rachel. Because you rolled the attack. Now that you hit where you have the rapier,
19.
Well, no, that was sneak attack damage the second time. You need to...
yeah, you have to
Oh.
roll the damage on the rapier, not on sneak attack.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
You're good, you're good.
Where is my rapier?
Where you did the
She's
attack
one with
roll?
the icon.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
My bad.
You're good.
Okay.
Damn! No, that's the attack roll
No,
again.
that was the attack roll.
You have to roll damage.
So in the chat where it shows you rapier, just click on damage.
Gotcha. Okay.
There you go. Alright. It's still 19. That's fine.
Oh, let's see. No.
Dealing a significant portion of damage. Let's see. As you do that, Laren, make a perception check.
Roger that.
Right, Shadow? Whew, yeah, all right. Now you stick it with the pointy end. You jam your rapier into the back of it where you first made the cut that missed. Now you use it to your advantage as it jams into the side, towards the back of this thing. You hear it cry out with a roar. It's looking pretty hurt. With that one hit, you probably hit some organs or something. Do you want to do... You don't really have anything else.
No, I think I'll just pass it on to Gar, I think is next.
But first...
The bugbear chief.
But first, let me take this out.
So, Gar, this thing rolls a nat 1 and a 15. As you're recoiling from the Morning Star hitting you from the one side, you turn back and actually deflect the one that is about to hit you. Just as he follows that up with another attack you weren't expecting, you backstep just in time. Might have hit something bad if it hit there, but you're currently fending off 2 of them, no problem. Brings us to your turn, by the way.
I've had enough of you, and I will inflict wounds at 2nd level.
Yeah, you
on
will.
The, on the well-armored one.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead and make that attack roll.
Attack! Plus 10, plus 10.
Plus
I
10.
can do that.
Oh, yes, you can.
Its AC is 17.
Yes!
Yeah, just hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alright. Normal 21 damage.
Okay.
And I will bonus action healing word 1st level Zeus again.
Okay.
I guess so.
All right.
It's not gonna be a lot, but
Yeah. It's healing
It's
word is meant for
helping.
minor things.
If I hadn't had any healing, I would be dead. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So, as you reach out with your hand, the charm on the end of your warhammer lights up with this bluish-white energy from Melora. And he backsteps from you, and at the last second, your palm flashes, pulling his arm next to you. You grasp him almost like in this friendly way, but not so friendly, as suddenly a burst of necrotic energy pulses through him, and you can see he doesn't even roar, he just seizes up as you pull back. He's hurt, but he's still looking pretty good.
and my turn.
Brings us to the top of the round of Mavis.
All right. So I'm going to order George here to go.
I thought you were just going to say you're going to order George.
Can he?
Yeah, it
can
sounded
he
like you were
walk
gonna
there,
order
or is that
food or
technically
something.
like obstructed by the?
No, it's kind of broken down. He can walk over it. It's not difficult terrain.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Not
move him
there. If you were to move through the center, it would be.
move through the center.
Yeah, like you're right on the outskirts of the tent, so you're fine.
Okay.
Plus, actually, George has a climbing speed.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah, I'm gonna have
Yeah.
him climb up on top of that.
Make him make an acrobatics check.
Oh shit. Okay. He's definitely really, really good at that. Really, really good at that. As I said.
All right, this is gonna be unique. I want to run this through. As he starts to climb up on the side of it, just like following this one central post, it snaps and he falls on his head. He doesn't have any more movement. I'll say he can go ahead and use the flamethrower, but they'll have advantage.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, yeah, he's got both of them in the line right there. So.
Yep. Because he's
gonna-
prone, so technically the equivalent of you having disadvantage for being prone, I'll make them have advantage.
All right. 10 damage. So at worst, it's 5.
Okay. They both make their saves.
Balls.
As this, like, slightly bent-in nose of George, like, everything's thrown off with his equilibrium from the fact that this morning star bonked him in the head. He climbs up to the side, falls on his head, his feet are in the air, like, lets forth a burst of flames.
George.
It hits the feet of these things, so they don't even move, but they don't take as much damage.
And then with my action, since that was my bonus action, I turn to this guy here and I'm like, I bet you're shocked you're not winning this fight, huh? I'm gonna reach out and do shocking grasp.
Please do. 19 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
A 7.
A 7. As you say that, your gauntlets, which you guys see, have this kind of crisscross and interwoven, weird, misshapen, like metal wires going on them. They light up with electricity. He reaches out and puts both hands on his thighs, because you're small, and he just starts shaking in place. Did a pretty good amount of damage, but it looks really weird from the side.
I put it like that.
Looks like a dance move going on, not gonna lie.
One hand on my turret, one hand on your thigh.
Yeah, pretty much. Is that your whole turn? All right. Zeos, you're up. Laren, you're on deck.
Roger that.
Stats.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna basically do the same thing that I did last time. I'm gonna cast Chaos Bolt, and use Meta Magic to send a second one on both of them.
Which two? So that I know.
Wait, isn't there only 2?
There are 3. 2 on Gar and 1 in between you, Mavis, and Laren.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's kind of right there staring at you
He
still.
also cannot.
Chill.
He can't take opportunity attacks right now either.
That's true.
Oh,
He can
okay,
move
yeah.
without getting hit.
For some reason, I just kind of thought Mavis was gonna.
Oh,
kill him.
him. Yes, I thought you meant the one next
Yeah.
to Zeus.
You can move away from him.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move away from
Wait.
him.
Oh, I mistook you for your turret. I'm dumb.
Oh,
Got you.
okay.
That's really good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a few step backs, and I'm actually gonna change what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I'm just gonna do regular rolls, I guess.
Okay.
Unless there's a way to make this roll 3 times.
You don't have to cast the spell 3 times. Just hit attack 3 times.
So 16.
Against which one?
So I can send this to multiple, right?
Well, but for each one, you have to tell me which one you're attacking.
Okay, so 16 to this one,
Okay. That will hit.
and then
Second one's going to who?
attack that one,
Misses. Third one.
and then attack 16, same one.
Same one. That one will hit. Go ahead and roll damage
Okay.
twice.
Damage and damage.
Nice.
So
Second.
6
Holy crap.
and 11.
11. Damn. Whew. So as suddenly now the tattoos on your body glow with this reddish heat, which travels up your arm, coming out of your fingertips 3 different times. One of them misses, but the other 2, it hits them square in the solar plexus. Actually, for both of them, almost like perfectly on target, and they are both. The one that was attacking you now is using its morning star as kind of like a cane, and the other one is on its knees staring George in the face. Do you want to use a bonus action at all?
George does this.
With his face?
No, like as he's laying down with his arms, he does this movement.
His arms are currently up in the air.
I know, that's what I'm saying. On his back, he's gonna do this. Backwards
Nice.
to him.
That's awesome. Sorry, Zeus, did you say you were doing something else?
Debating.
Actually, Zeus, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Okay. You notice that there were four regular of these creatures and the one larger creature that initially attacked. And now there are only 3 out here.
I thought there was a dude down there.
Didn't we kill one?
We killed one,
but
but-
there's only 3 others right now, and there was 5 total at the start.
Yep.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm debating about using some meta magic to make the other attack on this guy stronger, but rerolling that and it's weaker is not good.
Very true.
So debating.
Against the
You know
first
what?
one, you mean?
Yeah, the one that I rolled a 6 on for damage. I'm
Give you
gonna
10 more seconds.
I'm gonna
It's
do
the
it.
battle. You're gonna do it,
Gonna
all right?
do it.
Go ahead and roll to just re-roll the damage, I guess.
Woo!
And
All
with
right.
that, as you let out this first scorching ray, you kind of twist, and it sends the ray into this bit of a corkscrew that slams with even more energy straight into the center of this thing, as now it lets go of the Morning Star and just plops to the ground face first.
Glad I did that because it was so gonna come after me.
Oh, yeah. Will that be your turn?
That's my turn.
All right. Brings us to this one on the ground. Gar, you're looking a little healthy. This turret's looking a little juicy. It's going to attempt to slam down. With a 13 to hit. As it slams down at the Morning Star, George's 4 little legs reach up and kind of catch it as it pushes down, but doesn't quite crush it. It's like pushing him into the ground.
Oh my God.
That will end it. Nani? That'll bring us to Laren. Gar, you're on deck.
All right. Move behind this guy. Oh, apparently there's a. It says the attempted token movement collides with. What did it say? With at least one wall.
You tried to move through the tree instead of around it.
Yeah, you gotta go like,
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. Okay.
like that.
Yep. The walls actually account for movement in this, so
That's
don't let George die. George is hanging on by a thread, Jess.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, so if you use control click and do the arrow thing, and then hit space at the end, right, it'll move you there. So if you do something like that purple path, it should get you there.
You have to start from your token, though.
From your
Oh.
token. Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, there you go.
that.
Well, face
Here.
attack? Oh, I'm
I know where you want to
sorry.
move. I know where you want to
Or
move.
you
It's
can just drag and drop your
Yeah.
foot.
There you go.
I-
You're
my
fine.
bad.
You're good.
We got it.
It was 30
Did
feet.
I?
So, yeah, you just moved.
Okay. Oh,
Right.
Right there. There you go.
cool.
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you have enough movement to get there.
Okay.
Save George, save George! Jess is starting a Save George campaign. You have advantage on this roll.
Let's go.
Oh,
Roger.
Laren stats.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can also add 1d4 if you need to. You want to add 1d4?
Roll a d4.
Okay. Alright.
That makes it
Nice.
hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
With
Did
And-
I
sneak
add the
attack-
D4 to mine?
Yes, you can actually. I forgot about that. But not for the damage roll, for the attack roll.
For the attack roll, so the 15 would have hit then.
You're right. Go ahead and roll damage once more.
Oh, alright.
Nice.
Laren.
3 doesn't do much, but it did some.
It's something.
Oof.
Okay. Laren, you rolled the rapier this time. Nice, 14 points. As you maneuver your way around this tree using quote unquote Gar as a distraction, you jam your rapier right into the hamstring of this larger beast, causing his knee to buckle as he goes down into a kneeling position, looks back at you, and snorts with this exhaled breath.
Right in the flat modus.
Right in the flagellum ludus. It hurt.
Flagellum. That's where it's at.
Brings us to his turn. Having no luck with Gar, he's going to turn around and attempt to slam his Morning Star into you, Laren.
No.
With a
Oh, that's
17 and a 16.
I take 17 in a 16.
No.
No, that's the
No,
rolls to hit.
attack
What's your
to
AC?
hit you. What is your AC?
Oh, okay, gotcha. I have AC of 18. It does not hit.
That ring added just
Yeah.
enough.
That's awesome.
That saved my booty.
As he swings out with the first hit, you dodge out of the way, pulling your torso back, and as he tries to do an uppercut with the second one, you actually step onto the Morning Star and leap into the air, landing back down on the ground, using its momentum, as he looks at you with a little bit of fear in his eyes now that everybody's nearly dead. Gar. Mavis, you're on deck.
With him being distracted, I'm gonna take that opportunity to kind of stow the shield and two-hand grasp my warhammer and strike out at him.
What?
Okay.
Random smiley face.
What? You saw nothing.
I saw it.
plus 10 because I can,
Okay.
and then versatile damage 7. And then bonus action attack. Well, does he go down? Does he go down?
As you slam down, and he was turning back towards Laren, you slam it down right into the shoulders, and it barely gets an inch in. This guy is thick-skinned, and he's wearing chain shirt, and he kind of recoils, his shoulders moving back towards your warhammer, but he's still looking hurt, but he's up.
That's what he thinks. I will War Priest it up.
Okay.
To make a bonus action attack.
Yep, go for it. Advantage, two-handed. I'm assuming you want this guy dead.
Yeah. And I'll just say, your quarry's with me.
19 hits.
For 13 damage.
Hey.
Whoo, baby. As he doesn't even have a chance to recover, you say, your quarry's with me. You pull back and slam it at the same exact spot. You hear as some bones had to have broken from that. He lets out a he's looking really hurt right now. Blood is currently streaming out of his chain shirt in different areas. Brings us to
bring my shield back into position.
Nice. Top of the round, Mavis.
George gets up.
Nice. Using half his movement.
And I say,
Just like the deer last night, George. Flame.
and he will attack again.
Oh,
10 again.
Let's go.
Nice.
All right.
Oh, it's 2.
10, you
Good
said?
rolls, good rolls.
It actually doesn't matter. How do you want to do this?
Oh! Just like the deer last night.
Just like the
on
deer
the
last
outside,
night.
but not on the inside.
Exactly, blackened, just to a crisp.
As
And I
George
cheer
uses
in
the
back.
momentum from this morning start, rolls over. His nose is kind of like off to the side. He looks at you. And that's worth a burst of flames that just barely misses Gar and Laren as both of them go down. Not blackened like the deer meat, but it resembles it now with the crackling of fire as the sounds of battle come to a stop and you have a moment to catch your breath.
I look to Zeus. Are you okay?
Wait, we're stopped.
Mm-hmm.
We
He killed both of them.
He killed
Oh,
them
he killed
both
both
with
of them.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
They were both really hurt. So
Yep.
Yeah,
I turn to you. Are you okay?
a little weak.
I'll approach and lay a hand on him and cast Cure Wounds.
Sure. Mavis.
I want to.
George walks up to you.
That's what I call a job well done, George. Get it? Because they're burnt to a crisp. Okay, go back in the
It's like
back.
laughing.
Don't forget, shift enter heals if you don't.
Yeah, I did that.
he's
dang
back
it.
away.
Doing much better.
I'm so
Josh,
sad I didn't hear that. Yeah.
I want to make a perception check again to see if I can find where this other one went.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd be looking out to you after I heal him.
Anybody that's looking for it, now that you realize it. Actually, Zeus is the only one that noticed they were gone. So because of that, I'll have you make the check.
Yeah,
Me, the player, noticed, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
my character
Well, if you...
do I notice anything else? If not, then I will mention it.
Let's see. You catch the last little bits of the sound of leaves and twigs breaking, somewhere off in the southwest. But it goes quiet pretty quick, and you aren't able to see anything. However, everybody go ahead and make perception checks.
I
Well,
can't
actually,
remove
no,
the token,
not
by the
yet.
way.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
The only things that catch your eye now with your surroundings, apart from the dead humanoid bear-like creatures, are the two trails that lead away from you. The one with footprints and the one with a trail of blood.
Question. I don't think that their weapons would have caused these type of wounds, one, right? And then two, the roars that they were letting out, did it sound like the ones that we heard last night?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check. The DC is not very high.
Definitely my strong suit.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yep. That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
So, thinking back, these were like baby roars compared to what you heard.
Oh.
And definitely not of the same intonation.
Ooh.
Also, hi, Nerdy. How's it going?
And then with the weapons, does it seem like
These
their
are
weapons
multi-spiked Morningstar clubs.
What about the javelin?
The javelin,
Small?
kind of holding it up and comparing it to the wound, it's not even close. It's too small. But go ahead and everybody make perception checks.
Do I need to make another one?
Actually, can I, instead of doing that, can I loot the bodies with an
You can.
investigation check?
These were not carrying any form of equipment on them. You do find 4 unbroken javelins, but
Do I need
no,
to roll anything for this, or
not really. Well, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay.
Let's see.
Do I need to make another perception check, or are you gonna use my 16?
I can use a 16. That's fine. It's close enough.
Okay.
Zeos and Laren.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Something catches your eye. A lighter color coming from where the blood leads off to the northwest.
lighter
Mavis,
color?
investigating each of these bodies, you do find the morning stars that they were using. There appear to be about 4. The 5 unbroken javelins.
Javelins.
And
Oh.
other than that, not on these guys. These appear to be carrying exactly what they needed.
Okay.
I want to take
That
his
is-
chain shirt.
That is true. The the chain shirt is relatively undamaged. The hide shirts, probably pretty... you might be able to sell them for material, but other than that, they don't look in very good condition.
Yeah, I want to pick up the chain
Actually, I take
shirt.
it back. The one that Laren attacked does look actually in relatively okay condition. She barely scratched it. She made precision strikes. You're taking the chain shirt. Go ahead and add that to your inventory. Mavis, if you're adding each of those items, you can go ahead and add them.
I did add it was just the morning stars and the javelin, right? Javelins.
Yes, that is correct.
4 morning stars, 5 javelins. I added those.
Yep, that
We
was it.
never split the gold that we found. How much was that?
A total of
Were we-
35.
35.
Total of 35. Laren and Zeos, as you approach the small spots of blood on the ground to investigate further, these appear to be small strands and in places small tufts of a white fur.
White fur.
Would we do an investigation check on that to see
Yeah.
if we know
What are you trying to determine?
what it's from? If I have
Go ahead and make a
proficiency-
nature check.
Okay.
Wait, can you describe that to me again?
It's like small strands and in places small tufts of whitish fur. Pretty pure white.
Would that be normal or with advantage with what I...
This is just
have?
normal.
Okay.
Investigation, right? Or
Nature. If you're determining where this thing came from.
Or what it is, yeah.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Oh, okay.
Damn, well done. What was that investigation check for? Oh, that was the one you rolled before. My bad.
Yeah.
So, kind of going over the possibilities of what this is. It's relatively, it's kind of coarse. Good length to the fur, though. This could be horse fur.
Dandruff.
Horse dandruff.
What?
Right. Well,
And I'd say, let's see. Laren. Wait, which of you made the higher perception check for this?
Laren did?
Laren did.
She made 18.
Laren, just as you're realizing this, you look up and you see the faintest bit of sparkles. Is the best way you can describe it. Falling to the ground. As something appears to have skittered off to the northwest.
The multicolored powder.
unicorn horn dust.
Unicorn poop. Oh, yeah, that one.
Unicorn poop.
I would... Oh, shoot. I would want to follow it, but with caution?
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check if you're wanting to be cautious that way.
Oh, Miss Laren, where are you going?
I saw something off in the distance. Appeared to be... What is it, glitter? You said?
Some sort of sparkling magical energy falling to the ground.
Looked like... sparkles.
Sparkles?
Yeah.
I mean, where?
Sparkles.
I'm not sure what would have caused that, but I'm kind of curious to see.
Question: the blood, does it look like goblin footprints?
In the area where the
Or-
blood is, actually, now that you're looking closer, there appear to be hoof prints in the ground. The goblin footprints they appear to be traveling more to the north-northeast. These are traveling to the northwest.
Like the hooves of that of a horse, or that of a minotaur, or that of a...
They look slightly larger than a horse, but
Okay.
horse-sized.
Is this? I need to whisper you something.
Okay.
How are we splitting the gold?
We can just put it all in my bag.
Yeah, Gar wouldn't take any. So.
Garwin,
Who
excuse
is
you.
that?
Gar wouldn't take any.
Oh,
Now I understand.
right. Understood.
Um,
I'm holding the bag open for
Holy
it. I'm
fuck.
jumping mine.
Josh, I'm gonna try that again. That was a whole lot of.
Okay,
Gibberish.
cool.
How much are you handing me, Zeus?
well, if so, we have.
What did you say?
35.
Oh, okay.
11.
A lot of typos.
75, you said, in total?
What?
Make a history
25
check,
what?
Laren.
Did you say 75 gold? Did I just
No,
say
there's
that?
35 gold.
30.
There's
Okay.
35
35.
gold. I'm trying to help it figure out how to divide that by 3. We could do 12, 12, and 11.
Do it.
Okay. What happened here? Oh, I see.
Whoever wants 11.
Alrighty.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
I'm just trying to figure out the split the gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of us get 12, 1 of us get 11.
Yeah.
Okay. Which of you
So
wants to take the
there.
11?
I'm reaching for the 12.
Okay.
David wants gold.
You never know if you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
I don't feel like Laren would need as much need for gold, maybe. So I'd probably pass unless everybody
Oh.
didn't want to use the extra, or.
So you both get 14.5. Or wait, no, 12.5.
No.
Sorry.
Wait.
17.5.
17, yeah.
What's wrong with me? What the hell?
It's close enough.
Yeah. Holy. Just
Alright,
the
it's-
long comment killed me.
So just add 17 and then 5
5 silver, yeah. For Zeos and for Mavis.
Wait,
Okay.
17 gold and 5 silver. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, sir.
All right. And
All
then,
right.
Laren, you started meandering off to the northwest.
I'll keep doing that.
Yeah, I think I will proceed with stealth.
Okay,
and
go ahead and roll stealth.
Where it goes.
Seeing that she's stealthing, I'm gonna stay a ways behind her and follow.
Sure. 'Cause you have disadvantage,
I'm not
don't you?
great at, I'm not great at stealth, so I'll stay, 20 feet behind her. So.
Okay.
Trying to get up right next to her and then start stealthing with her.
All right. Go ahead and make stealth check, Mavis.
I am closing all the stuff I don't want to close.
And same with Ugar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got the health bar showing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What are we rolling?
Stealth
Stealth?
checks.
Stealth.
I was curious. Is there any other way?
11, 11, 11.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. All right. It was meant to be 11.
Yeah.
Is there any other way? What?
Is there any way for us to see one another's health at all? Like to check in on each other?
I can enable it, but for the most part, that also is a point of roleplay. How are you doing? Are you
Yeah.
hurt? Do you need help?
True. That's
So-
true. I was thinking.
Does Deus get whammed to the ground 3 times in a row? Yes.
Yeah, that was the other reason for me staying behind is to kind of look over everybody's armor and that to see if they're bleeding out. If they need
I wasn't touched.
You healed me quite well after I got slammed super hard.
So we're just following Laren.
Yep. So
We're back on this.
as you guys make your way through following, you can now see Laren. You don't even need to make a survival check because there's a pretty good amount of actually like magical residue on the ground that kind of causes this refraction of light, as well as white tufts of fur. You guys travel for probably about an hour. It seems like a pretty good distance here. before ahead you hear running water. And you haven't heard running water here so far.
Now I gotta pee.
How far away was this thing when you initially saw it? Seems like we're not
actually,
making any ground.
Do I know how far it was from the washer?
It wasn't very far. It was probably only like 30 feet.
30 feet?
And you have seen it actually as you're traveling along, like little bits of raining magic is the best way to describe it.
Okay. It appeared to be around 30 feet off, perhaps?
It's fast.
And as you say this, you hear from deeper where this path that you're following kind of turns and winds off, this voice. You hear it, but you all actually hear it in your heads. This voice that emanates from within that says, "Don't be afraid. Approach."
Usually not a good way to start a conversation.
It sounds
Now
like-
I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm not moving.
Laren, as you look off, you see this smallish, what looks like a humanoid, but mere inches tall, with little wings that, as it makes eye contact with you, it flutters away.
Was that what made the voice, or that spoke?
You're not
to
sure?
us, or- Are we still in the woods? Or are we...
You are, yeah. Although the scenery has changed, you hear the running water now, and Zeos and now Mavis would too, based on what you did earlier. That feeling of brain power and science, Mavis, and that feeling of magical energy, Zeos, has gotten stronger.
There's a lot of science in the air here, it feels like. If there's truly nothing to be afraid of, then show yourself.
I am only just ahead.
You have no...
What happened to the rest of your body? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You actually hear in your heads this small... You may approach.
How did you just ahead? I think he's gonna eat us.
We wouldn't have a body to digest us with, so we'd
That's a
just
good
fall
point.
out the other side. Right.
I start sauntering in
Oh my
then.
God.
Sure. As you guys round the corner now, you see this single tree that kind of winds up and branches off in this beautiful blossoming grand tree. It stands probably a good 20 feet taller than any of the other trees around on a slightly raised hill with a moat of water going around this hill and several streams feeding into it. At the center of this hill, you can see kneeling down, or like laying down actually on all fours, a white horse with a horn coming out of its head.
You guys were right.
Do we know
I knew
what
it.
it
It was
is?
Go ahead and make history checks, everyone.
History.
Oh my God.
History.
He on X game mode.
X game mode.
19,
Okay.
7, 16.
Mavis, this turned up in your research of under the category these beings that don't exist. It is a being of pure magic and is usually placed by a deity in defense of a location.
Great amounts of science.
Zeos and Laren, you have actually heard of these. Zeos from obvious places for himself.
Yeah.
Laren, you've heard murmurs of unicorns that are celestial beings. They are divine in nature and are usually placed within a region as a protective force for good within that region. You can see little bits of fading bloodstains along its horn and a mane of gold that a mane of golden hair that travels down its back, really contrasting beautifully against the pure white fur. Although now that you're closer, you can see it is battered in areas. You can hear the breathing audibly out loud, even though its voice is in your heads.
I'll look over at Gar and say, "Can you heal it?"
I can.
And as you do approach as well, you see little humanoid beings, which I'll go off of the previous history checks. The majority of you, yeah, this was filed under Chapter 7 of Beings That Don't Exist, Mavis.
Exactly.
These are pixies, and they are fey creatures.
I don't know much about these creatures, though, Zeus. I mean, generally with a horse, when it's injured this badly, you just put it out of its misery.
I know something about them and that they
I
shouldn't
am
exist.
no
So I think this is a
horse.
trick. I'm sorry?
You look like a horse.
You're a horse with someone who attached a horn to your head to make me believe in something that doesn't actually exist. I know it.
You are a strange little being, aren't you?
Oh, so are you. How are you talking to me anyway?
Speaking of, now that you're close to this thing is about, I'd say 50% larger than a normal horse. It stands it doesn't stand, but even the way it's laying down right now, it's taller than Mavis. It's very majestic.
I can offer you some aid. If you,
I would not reject that. Thank you.
I'll cautiously
No.
approach.
My wounds are deep.
What would you...
Mm,
This seems like a trap.
Mavis, it's alright.
I will
You need not be
clear
afraid,
wounds
travelers.
at second level or first level.
You, Dragonborn. I see the
Yes.
symbol for Melora across your warhammer.
Indeed.
Do you follow her?
Yes. We have a tenuous relationship at the moment.
As long as you are a follower of her, you are a friend of mine.
That's
Bunch
all I
of
got
mouth
for you,
dropping.
friend. That's all I got for you.
Got distracted at the last second. You pulled your hand off too early.
Yeah, he said Malor, and I'm like,
I don't know yet.
Anything helps. My battle against those goblins left me injured.
Now that I'm this close and looking at his horn, does it look like what?
It's about the right size, perfectly spherical. That comes to a point at the end.
Right.
What would a horse have with goblins? Why are you attacking them?
They do not belong here. I was placed here by Sehanin to guard this forest, the Gelden
What's
Wood.
that name again?
Technically, we don't belong here, and you're being friendly with us.
They don't belong in a place of good, pure good. They
Fair
destroy the forest and wreak havoc on those that cross their paths.
I think back to George burning all the bushes and the trees.
It's like you can hear the trees screaming in your mind.
You don't have to be like purely good though to be here, right? And not harm the environment? Is that a prerequisite?
Speaking of, actually, Gar, as you cast this Cure Wound spell, even though you felt like it wasn't effective, looking at it as it comes in contact with this unicorn, this healed as much as anything you would have ever healed. It's actually incredibly effective.
I'm quite powerful, as it were.
It would appear so, wouldn't it? Apologies for the abrupt meeting. Normally I don't come into contact with travelers, but you have caught me at a vulnerable moment. What is your business here in the Gelden Wood?
No business, just
We're trying to
passing
get out of
through.
it, actually. I
Passing
think
through.
to that thing.
Can we see the thing up in the sky right now or no?
You actually can. And now that it occurs to you, you traveled probably a good 15 miles the day before and another 10 miles so far. And Gar's estimate was only a few miles out. And it still looks like it's a few miles out.
Well,
Gar, I think you need to work on your measurement skills.
no, I'm pretty good at measuring, actually. I don't.
This would beg to differ.
Do you
We
know the
traveled for
origins of
miles.
that?
And as the unicorn points its horn in that general direction towards that portal.
Portal.
Do. Well, yeah, you said orb in the beginning, and then you switched.
Did
to
I?
portal.
I said
Switch it.
portal back in Sunset Valley at the end, and so
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean you knew that a portal was forming, so your best guess was a portal anyway.
Okay.
Gotcha.
We do know the origin. Well, kind of.
Oh no, we definitely do. We sort of, well, it's there because of us. Otherwise, it would have been.
You
I
caused
don't remember where we
this.
came from. What? I'm sorry.
Indirectly, yes.
We stopped it from forming elsewhere, and now it's formed there.
Make a persuasion check.
It's the truth.
Yeah, that's why it's persuasion, not deception.
As a 14.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Your story seems strange, but
It's true.
it does line up with when the portal appeared,
I know.
moving from the southwest.
As he faces back towards where you guys know Sunset Valley is.
Are you from there?
Yes, my whole life. It's my first time out here, and it's not much different.
So
Except
you
for,
hail from Sunset
Horned
Valley.
Horse. I do. Yes.
Then you are all welcome here. This forest is but a part of a journey to Sunset Valley for those seeking it. I was placed here as a guide to some, guardian to others, and an attacker to those that would do it harm.
You let a lot of goblins in. They were wreaking havoc on our town.
I have my
It
limits,
was a big deal.
but there is a greater evil that has invaded this forest. As of late,
Do they go by the name of the Order of the Dark Knight by chance?
I know not of their name. I know not of the specifics of this evil either, only that it coincided with whatever that is out there.
Does it growl kind of like "Arrgh"?
So you have
Growl
heard
kind of
it.
like that?
Right. What was that?
That was that sound we heard earlier, remember?
Yes, but I'm asking the horse thing.
Oh, yes.
I have not come into contact with it yet, and my search will need to continue once I am healed. But the forest has become corrupted because of this being. And I am sure
saying-
it coincides with whatever that is out there.
So are you saying forest is cursed?
Curses are different than sickness.
So the bark is sick?
Not the forest itself, but the domain of the forest.
I pull out the bark that I had. From
Looks pretty
before. Does
strong.
it look deformed? It looks.
I mean, it looks like wavy in different places. There's actually a knot that kind of goes off in two different directions and swirls back on itself. It looks kind of weird, but no, other than that, it looks good.
Not bad.
Right.
I'm gonna ask the unicorn for its name, if it has one.
I am Elmus, placed here many centuries ago by Sehanine.
Are you the only one of your kind guarding this area?
The only unicorn.
But these, as you see the pixies that are like hovering around him, and like tending to different wounds and just on attention for whatever he says.
These help at times, and others that are under my charge.
I'm waving my hands above and below and to the sides of the pixies to see how they're
Kind of
suspended.
backs up as you get close. Its little wings fluttering,
Oh, wings, okay. Makes sense.
backs off.
Said Elvis?
Elmus.
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 He's not dead after all.
Yes, my name is Elvis Presley.
The force of my hunka burning love.
I gotta ask you something.
Okay.
Josh.
Elvis, my guy. How's the forest going? Oh. I really died. I lived on, right?
Oh, right. Is that MIS or MUS?
AS. I put it in chat.
Oh,
I actually spelt it right, which amazed me.
Nice.
I wrote it. I'm like, I'm gonna temporarily write this, fold it, and Josh will type it sometime, and I'll know how to spell it. Sethany, I definitely wrote wrong. So if you want to type that as well.
Oh, you mean
Sehanine.
Sehanine?
SEHA, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely had a TH in there.
Well, how are you all doing? Are you all fine
I'm
after
fine.
battle?
I'm doing great.
A rest would not be a bad idea, but
Looking up, what time of day is it now?
It's probably about afternoon-ish. A little bit past.
I also want to ask Elmus how many centuries ago he was placed here.
Too many to count.
It's a long time.
I do not keep track of these things. I do what I was placed here to do. Guard and guide.
I know someone like that.
Do you have any warnings for us to proceed forward?
Be
with what-
wary of what is in this forest. Whatever it
Why,
is
no
is
doubt.
very powerful and coincides with whatever that is. Do you seek to shut it, to stop it?
I'm going to try, I believe.
That's what we tried to do before, and then it opened up there. So yeah.
Well, any evil can always be stopped. I suggest you follow it. See what you can learn and how it can be stopped.
That was our
I
plan.
will remain here and take care of any goblins that may still be a threat.
About that, the bugbears. Are they natural inhabitants of the forest?
No, they are also goblinoid in nature. You encountered bugbears.
We did.
Yes.
These were most likely placed in defense of a previous spot.
Are you the only guardian here?
Besides my kind that I command, the only one of my
These little
kind
ones?
here, and others like them.
What can they do?
That would depend on the need.
As one of them kind of flutters up, and you can see it, like, looks back at it, puts his hand forward, and these little bits of, like, swirling magical energy come up and come back down.
You're a scientist. That's amazing.
What
I don't
is
think that's
a
quite real.
scientist?
What that little thing is.
I have always called it a pixie.
Well, now you've learned something from us, too.
Make a persuasion roll.
Oh,
If you could see the eyebrows narrow on this horse, it does. On this unicorn.
I know my kind. But you appear to be a funny one.
It's not funny. I don't joke about science.
It's not.
he definitely doesn't.
I suggest you follow the path back out where you came from, on to Baygrove, a town just outside this forest.
Baygrove. Okay, we finally have a name. All right. Baygrove.
It will most likely be your first stop, and a way for you to find passage to this portal.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Well, thank you. Weird, large horse thingy. Do well. Get better.
Unicorn is fine.
Big horse. Okay.
Right.
Baygrove. Shall we?
Gar, you
Thank
see
you.
it staring at you intently as the voice comes back to your head.
You seem disturbed.
Oh, no. I just was wanting to get a glance at the water. Does it look like pure?
It looks really
Like-
clean.
No, just was taking in the surroundings. Where is its source? Where does it come from?
Deeper within the forest, spring runoffs, but it is amplified by the magic here in my lair.
Amplified how?
Clean. Very clean. You could drink that and feel
Yeah.
very refreshed. You may.
Drink some.
It is cool. It is clean. You feel like it ran through your whole body, and like you are really well sated in terms of any sort of thirst.
May I
Has
fill my water skin?
It will be normal water when you leave, but you may.
Oh,
Let me rephrase what I was
that's not as useful. I mean, it's still. I'll still. No, thank you for the. Yes, all right.
After seeing Gar that, I'm gonna ask if I may have some as well.
You may.
Or not ask Gar, but ask.
You all may
Oh.
partake before your journey.
The water is really good, guys.
I'm good
Really?
at that.
Top notch,
Get some.
Aquafina-esque.
I'm pushing
I
3-7.
like that.
It's draconic. It's draconic for clean water.
Ah,
I'm unfamiliar with the draconic language.
It's usually pretty harsh, but
Ah,
that word in particular is not.
then Aquafina-ish it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
right.
Joel, more like Aqua Finest.
Oh.
God dang it.
Well, which path do we take then? There were the two. There was the northwestern path that led us here. Do we just continue northward?
You should.
Get back towards that camp.
Back at the camp that I destroyed.
Mhm.
There you will find the path north. To Baygrove.
Are we expecting to encounter more goblins or bugbears along that path?
I know not, but they appear to be moving away from the Geldenwood.
In which direction?
By my estimates, northerly.
So we very may well, if
That's probably
we're
where we're
heading
going.
north.
They have had a head start on you, though. I would be very doubtful that you would catch up to them. And you are
What
not
if
far
they
off.
are heading
Another
to
half
Baygrove?
day's travel at the most.
What if they are to attack Baygrove like they attacked Sunset Valley?
'Tis a possibility. Do you know why they attacked Sunset Valley? They did not leave after their first attack for several months.
Oh, point at the portal. Some sort of ritual.
I see.
They were the peons used by those that were smarter.
Hmm.
Then you must stop it. That started in Sunset Valley, as you say. It must not be allowed to continue.
Yes, that's what we're trying to do.
Move on with haste.
That's what we want to do.
Right. Fine. Okay. Fine. We're leaving. Thank you for your hospitality.
Yes, thank you very much. Goodbye, horse man.
Should your wounds need healing, you may stay and rest. But beyond that, continue with your journey.
We can't be hasty and also stay here at the same time. Which one is it?
All things
Do
in an
we need
order,
to
my
rest?
friend.
Does anyone need to rest?
We can go.
Okay, perfect.
I'm feeling healthy. I'm a bit tired. I'm unable to cast any more magics. But I'll be okay.
Imagine.
Very well. Then go on with the blessings of Sehanin and Melora.
Hmm.
Complete your journey.
I'm all right.
As you guys... do you want to do something, Zeus?
No, I was just gonna ask, was there any effects on me from the water? Anything different?
Same
stuff?
thing as Gar.
Really
Very
good.
cool, crisp, clean water.
Best water I've ever had. Okay.
Any healing properties to the water?
Yeah, that was mostly what I was wondering.
Doesn't appear to be. It doesn't seem like the water is necessarily taking on superb magical qualities, but very faint ones that kind of just amplify the physical nature of the water.
Okay.
As we start trekking back, maybe take a bath.
Yes, we may. That's the perfect time.
Yes.
After that.
Perfect.
And on that note,
Right.
everyone, we'll be right back. About 5 or 10 minutes, depending on what happens. We'll see.
I love your face. Bye.
Bye-bye, Chad.
Will
Thank
turning off the camera mess up anything?
No.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually set it up in such a way that you guys can all turn yours off, but I'm leaving mine on.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back, chat. See y'all in about 5
you.
minutes.
Chad.
All right, chat. I have returned. How's everyone doing? I'm sure some people are actually still off using the bathroom, so that's fine. All right. Well, I'm not sure how far we'll get, but it shouldn't be too... Banana. Banana! Oh, man. Quick. Jess, how are you doing? It's been a while. Angel, hi! How's it going? Sorry, guys. I have been, like, completely out of it while I've been doing this. There isn't much left to this first part here. Not well. No, I'm sorry, Jess. Life is life, though. Yeah, still. I'm sorry. That sucks. Oh, man. I forgot everything that goes into DMing. Like, it's gonna get better as I go on, but I'm really getting back into the swing of things right now. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Been here and lurking. Yeah, I saw the names of a lot of people as I was here, but I just was trying to stay focused on the story, so... Still, Jess, I hope that whatever it is, I hope that it gets better. Seriously. Could fall asleep listening to talk, though, but Marvis would make me wake from the deepest slumber.
That's my goal.
Did I? The DM life, yeah. I'm gonna get more into the swing of it once I actually continue, but for the first bit, it's like I'm actively thinking of everything and not so much just doing things off the cuff, so to speak.
It's going great, though, man.
Good, I'm glad for that.
There's a lot to keep track of, so...
Yeah, and a lot that I'm still working on. Like, I wish I would have had more done, but I had as much as I could for the session, so it made sense. Angel says, Josh and Nathan and Rachel, I love you all. Love you too, Angel. We miss you.
I love you too.
You're seriously killing it, though, man. It's awesome.
Smart part can't. I got you, Jess.
I love you. I'm wearing your blanket.
Oh,
God.
Jess, this
Oh,
blanket,
cozy.
this tortilla blanket is hella comfortable. Like, I use it all the
know.
time.
Seriously, they are so soft.
Thank you, Angel. But for real, like this blanket lost bit. You lust, Jess? I mean,
Also, Josh, this music, so dang peaceful. I'm digging it.
yeah, it fit the vibe for that part in
did.
particular. Lust me. Oh.
I like the part about ginger ale.
I need to check on one thing.
Come on.
Hey.
Oh,
Oh, damn, Nick.
no.
Wow.
Oh!
Speak ill of the dead, man.
Oh, so into it. Really sorry. Thank you, Angel. That means a lot. I really enjoy, like, this lineup of characters is so fun to just, like, combat doesn't actually get boring.
I freaking love combat with Mavis.
That fucking well done comment, Nathan.
It went unnoticed.
Nick
unfortunately.
and TJ missed it. So
Rachel heard it.
after George, his turret, he picked him up after he flamethrowed the last two, and he gave him a high five, and he said, I'd say that was a job well done.
Shake his head.
And I'm honestly, I'm loving Foundry too. Like that
Right?
whole system is so nice.
It really is. It makes my life so much easier.
I bet.
Oh, man. All right. I need to check on one thing here. Where is it? It's right here. No.
Oh, hell
Right
yeah.
here. No. I guess I'm adding it.
Right here. No.
Right here. No.
No.
That's it. Okay, I don't know how this is going to go because I didn't test this beforehand, but we'll run with it. So, getting back into the swing of things here. As you guys leave this unicorn placed by Sehanine, more of these pixies begin to emerge from the woods as you guys leave, feeling comfortable now to show their face. Not towards you, but towards the unicorn. You guys take another hour or so to make your way back to the clearing where you found the camp with the goblins, and make your way north through the path that you didn't take last time.
All right.
About a half hour or so goes by before the sky starts to darken, but it's only about 2 p.m. or so, and you can hear off in the distance. And as you look off, you can just see the faintest starts of dark thunderclouds in the sky as it appears a thunderstorm is rolling in.
There's a 98% chance that it's going to rain.
I believe you
How
are
can you
correct.
tell this, Gar? What's your device for determining such a thing?
I'm wet. Oh, no.
You felt that way about
I guess Gar takes 38 points of psychic damage. That's real weird.
No, the thunder. You couldn't hear it.
Well, yes, of course I heard it. I'm just... Okay, yes, you're right. Yes. How'd you know the exact number was my curiosity, but...
Ancient draconian proverb.
Proverb, schmobber. Alright.
God dang it, I love you.
So good.
You travel for about another half hour before the rain starts to move in. It starts a bit slow at first. Actually, Laren, I need you to make a survival check, making your way through, because the paths that were cleared have reemerged once more into dense forest. That's enough.
All right.
It doesn't take you too long before... I'm sorry, no, it takes you quite a while, actually. Now with the rain coming in, the sky has darkened. You don't have as much light. Eventually, you also hear the sound of thunder getting closer with this... After about another 2 hours of travel, it's still... You don't see the end of this thing. The unicorn didn't tell you how long it would take just to travel north, and you're still following the visage of this portal.
I thought he said a day and a half.
He said about a half day.
Oh, a half day, okay.
Yeah, thereabouts. About another 4 hours, total of about a half day's travel, passes by. The wind is picking up. The storm is picking up, and it has approached.
That's awesome.
As the trees above you, their canopies are swaying in the wind. Bits of leaves sometimes fall down in front of you. Mavis, one of them smacks you in the side of the face as it sticks to you from the wet nature of the leaf. You brush it off.
The trees are attacking.
It's probably because you stole their bark. Maybe they're more bite than bark. You never know.
I see a lot of bark on them. How would a tree bite?
I mean, you know what? Can't.
I don't understand you sometimes, Gar.
Language barrier. It's still learning common.
Off in the distance, about the same time as before, you hear this massive...
Does that sound like it's closer?
It's probably about the same distance.
Okay.
Coming from. Can we determine a direction?
It sounded like the east.
East.
More from the east, okay.
Yep.
Good thing we're heading north.
I'm curious as to what it is, though.
You trench on another, what seems probably about an hour. It's now late evening, and the sky darkened a long time ago, but now it's pitch black, along with the sound of rolling thunder in the back, and the heavy rainfall, and of course the wind that comes with it. Until probably about, Laren, you catch it just noticing about 100 feet out, the trees open up. It appears to be the edge of the forest.
I think we're almost out.
We made
Just
it?
a little more to go. Yeah.
As you guys push forward, and everybody make perception checks.
All right.
Do you not hear the rain, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I saw you say where to rain effect, so I wasn't sure.
I think he means.
No, I meant like the visual effect.
Oh, yeah, stream can't see it, but you know what? I'll do it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Why wouldn't the stream be able to see it?
I have it
It's
on
not
the
on the map.
non-scene one since I don't have a map for anything.
Mm.
Wait, there's a rain effect?
No, there's, well, the sound effects. Do you hear that?
Yeah, I hear sound effects.
Okay.
I thought you meant there was a visual effect, and I was really confused.
Yeah, well, there is now. So,
Yeah, there we go. Now it's raining.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. How does it look on stream? Yeah, I guess you guys can see it on stream. So, as you push forward towards this edge of the forest, Mavis, you hear it first. There's some stomping around behind you guys, and as you exit the forest, there's a line of about a dozen archers behind some palisades that are aiming their bows right at you guys. They yell, "Fire!" and arrows launch out, but past you guys, running into, and as you turn around, the arrows slam into the chest of this giant beast.
Those horns!
That looks like this.
Oh my god.
This beast bursts forth through the trees, standing about 20 feet tall, both of its massive fists on the ground, as about 7 or so arrows pierce straight into the chest of this thing, others ricochet off, and it backs up back into the forest and runs off, tearing through trees. You can see one of the trees slams down into the side, the other one topples over and slams into the ground, seeming quiet besides the rain and excessive like you can feel your hearts beating in your ears from how close this thing came.
Did that sound like the
Oh
roar?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This thing that came out of here, you only had a second to see it, but even in the darkness of night, you could see shadows of mist emanating from this thing's skin. It was composed of pure shadow itself, but almost like it was waving smoke or something, just coming off of every bit of it. Its eyes glowed with a pure bright white, with pupils of pure black.
God.
That's creepy.
It snarled with 2 massive lower tusks, and bits of drool that came off of its maw, but disappeared into smoke as they fell off of it.
So it
And
was behind us?
it was
all the way
behind
out of
you.
the forest, and
Yeah.
in front of us, there were archers shooting back to it.
Yep. And now, as you've had a chance to
Thank
catch
you.
your breath, you can see each of the archers reloading. You can hear some of them shouting, "It might be back! Make sure you're ready!" As
Let's run.
as one of the you guys approach, run behind, and between the palisades, some of the archers like usher you guys in. As you come across this one human male, has a little bit of scruff, short haircut, a helmet on though. Looks like his armor is a bit more colored than the rest of them, like he's probably a leader of these people that are here. I need to make sure that's not still showing on stream. As he reaches out his hand, which his armor is just soaked. Everyone is soaked as they're reloading various crossbows and knocking some more arrows just in case. He reaches out his hand to whichever one of you is in the front, probably Gar. Says, "Hello, I'm Leonard, captain of this ship here."
I'm thankful for your assistance, Gar.
Gar, of course, and you,
Mavis Gems.
Mavis, and you, young miss,
Laren.
Laren, and you, shirtless elf from your ears, it appears.
Hi, y'all. He's also very muted.
Makes no difference. Yes, he is.
Oh no.
You're muted, Zeus.
He's extremely
He's very.
muted. There we go.
That's what you meant. Zeus. I'd say that. And I don't even know if you know I was a high elf. Mavis.
Could I
Like,
determine
tell?
such a thing? They do have a look to them, right? Or do they not?
They have a different look than wood elves.
Okay.
Wood elves generally, I think, are a little bit more tanned,
He is an
more
elf.
natural. Yeah, you know him as an elf. I don't know what all of you were doing out in that forest at this time of night with something like that lurking out there.
You wouldn't
Well, we
believe this.
didn't know it was there, and we were leaving the forest.
Well, you barely escaped with your lives.
What?
I
And thankful.
Either way, I'm sure the commander will want to see you. Not many people emerge from the Geldenwood.
Is this Baygrove?
It
that where we
is. It is.
are? Oh, perfect.
You see before you also an expanse of wooden wall that has a single gate entrance that he's currently standing in front of. The wall travels out probably about 100 feet to either side, and off to your right is a small lake that this town is built next to. As he looks all of you over, you'll want to meet Commander Baldric. He'll know what to do. Follow me. And he takes you inside.
As we're going in, I want to look in the sky and try to locate that portal.
Sure. It doesn't actually take that much. You don't see it until you enter into the town because the wall is blocking your view. But even in the midst of night, this portal is off in the distance, a few miles out, it seems, and seems to almost be absorbing parts of the light around it. And still pulses every few seconds. It's like there's a ring of light around darkness to really make this thing stand out ominously, even in the night sky.
It's a black hole.
I want to try to keep everyone back a little ways from him as we're following. We don't know these people. Maybe we shouldn't give them all our information.
What's he
Question.
tell us? We want to meet Commander Baldric. What if we don't want to meet Commander Baldric?
You
Exactly.
might not have a choice.
Very presumptive.
Do I recognize the guy's armor or any symbols on it?
The thing that you recognize is that there actually are no symbols on it. This looks like this town is small. As you walk inside, this is probably a local militia. A very small soldier force meant for local defense.
Okay.
1 second here. Need to do that. Pardon.
You're
You're good,
fine.
mate.
Take your time.
No, wait. So we're gonna do that. Okay, there we go. So you pull back a little ways, probably about 15 feet or so, 20 feet, which is plenty in the rainfall. He's currently walking through. There's a small dirt path through town. You pass by a larger open area with a well in the middle. I didn't have time to finish this map, so off to your right, you can see the lake that both sides of the wall meet at, and the lake kind of comes in towards the town where they didn't have to build a wall because of it. And he appears to be leading you off to the left, where some more structurally sound, not structurally sound, sturdy buildings and like made of brick are being built, and looks almost more like a barracks. He takes you towards the largest building there, which definitely stands out. It's taller than the walls, which is one of the only ones that is. A gray stone to it, a red roof, and he opens the door and turns around and ushers you guys inside. Well, we want to be out of the rain.
I pause before entering and inspect the doorway, him, and a little bit of whatever the room that I can see.
Sure.
If I see any traps or anything.
Investigation check. Sure. 22. I mean, you're a few feet from the doorway. This looks like a plain old barracks. Like, you very quickly, your eyes like dart all over the frame, down towards the ground, pressure plates in front, maybe a giant axe overhead that might impale you if you got too close. None of it's there.
That's required to cause a flamethrower to, yeah.
Exactly. Yep. Their own makeshift
Things that I've
George. No, he's standing inside right now under an awning, holding the door open. On what appears to be just a small wooden platform inside with a rug on it. What are you waiting for? It's cold out there.
It's not that bad, actually.
I walk in.
We've been in worse.
The commander will want to see you anyway. Coming out of the Geldenwood, he'll have questions.
We'll see if we have answers, but not sure that we will.
If you're afraid of being attacked, our quarrel's not with you. We're here to protect against anything from the Geldenwood.
Why should we have to answer his questions is all I'm curious about. I'm not under his charge.
God, I hate Mavis's logic because it makes sense. But every time he hits me with it, I'm just like... You can see him... You can see him put his hand to the bridge of his nose. I'm not asking. Just come in here and talk to him, and he'll put you on your way. Or maybe you have some information. Maybe you're not so savory folk that came out of the Geldenwood. It's not often something good comes out of there.
Definitely wouldn't want to eat us.
I don't need to be savory if you season me right.
I
don't
wouldn't
think
season
you. Know
you.
how to season me.
I wouldn't eat you. What are you even saying? Just get in here. I'm getting tired of holding this door open.
I've been here too long, Mavis. My mind is going to
While this is going on, I've probably already walked inside and standing there and just looking back at them.
Yeah. Which he just like nods his head at you as you walk in. It's a small like almost like a small entryway that opens up into a small foyer. It's not a big building, but it's the biggest building around. That has rooms off to either side and some benches and trench coats hanging up, along with pieces of armor and leather armor that are hung up off to the side. This looks like a makeshift combination of sleeping area and barracks. Commander Baldrick's upstairs. Follow me. You'll probably want to take off any... Well, I mean, if you want
I'm
to.
not stripping down for you.
No,
I'm not.
Please don't. I don't want to see that. I'm an
No,
honorary soldier of the Bay Grove Militia.
Not very honorary if you ask me to strip the second I walk in.
I'm not. If you want. He looks at you, Gar. Is he your leader?
No.
Thank the gods, because that would be difficult.
I'm just giggling in the background.
Yep. It's difficult. That's a word for it.
Look, it's late. My men just had a scare from whatever the hell that thing was out there.
You don't know what that thing was.
That's the first time we've seen it, but if it's what's been making those terrifying roars at night, I don't want to see it again.
How long have you been hearing that?
A couple days, I suppose, after whatever that thing was out there. Big, ominous marble in the sky. I don't know.
Only after it appeared did you hear the roars. Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess so. Do you think the two are
Very
connected?
interesting. Yes, I do.
No clue.
I'm sure Baldrick will know.
Shoot Mavis a glance like...
Follow me. He takes you up a staircase that kind of goes up at an angle at first and then goes into a winding staircase at the top. And at the top of the stairs, there's a hallway that leads down and splits off in two directions. And you can hear people's voices. Actually, the sounds of rain and everything would be quieter since you're inside.
A
There we go.
immersion.
Immersion. Let's see. Can I do this?
I'll do this.
Okay. As you reach the top of the stair... Bear with me. Okay. I was having a low frame rate for a second for some reason. As you reach the top of the staircase, sounds of like... from some of you wearing leather shoes and soaked in water. You can already hear talking coming from down the hallway. Make perception checks. Zeos, you're the only one to hear really any of the conversation. You hear a deeper, what sounds like a dwarvish voice, talking with another voice that sounds probably human, little lower and airy in its tone, and you can hear them conversing back and forth, saying things like, "I don't like it. Whatever it is, it's not supposed to be around here." "I don't think so, but what are we going to do about it? It's not like we could have anybody that knows where it came from." "Yes, but we have Tor in there, and he's figuring out all that he can. Well, it's only a matter of time, I suppose, before he cracks this case." As you round the corner, you look in, and there's a fireplace going in this room that's probably about 20 feet across, and a dwarf sitting behind a desk with a closely shaven beard, actually, black hair, green eyes, kind of not very piercing, kind of inviting, actually. Eyes seem friendly. And leaning over the desk talking to him is a human, stands about probably 6 feet tall, and as he turns around towards you guys, you can see his face has like 4 scars across it. His eye is like one of his eyes are like slightly shut from how close the scar is to it. Kind of black hair with bits of salt and pepper in it. It looks like a little bit on the middle-aged side probably, and these intense brown eyes. As they turn to you, the dwarf behind the desk, "Leonard, looks like you got visitors, eh?" "Yes, Commander Baldric. They came out of the Geldenwood." "Aye, the Geldenwood. What business have you coming out of there, I wonder?" He looks up at the human standing next to him and says, "Aethys, you mind giving us a moment?" "Anything for you, old friend. I'll be outside." And he walks by. As he does, Leonard, standing next to you, kind of gives a small bow, and then follows suit as he looks over at Baldric and kind of gives him a nod. Now it's just you guys and Baldric in the room with the sound of a crackling fire off to the side, which, wait a minute, I think I have a sound effect for.
You do. I think you showed me the other night.
Did
Almost
I?
positive. I think you did.
Can you guys hear me?
I can now.
Yeah.
Were you, was
Okay.
it bugging out?
No, I broke my headphones. Everything is like, it was already on its way out the door. This cable here,
Oh, no.
but it just caught onto my chair. It's like unbelievably quiet right now in these headphones.
No.
So you can hear me.
You sound fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you sound good, but
I might
did
have
you?
that Chaper somewhere around here.
No, it's okay. I can still hear. I just have to turn my volume up to like 1,000,000.
Okay. Well, we can hear
So
you
if it
just fine.
fixes itself, you'll see me react for damn sure.
Just headphones fly off.
Okay. Well, I can't find where it is. So, either way, as they leave, this one who's been addressed as Baldric kind of looks you guys over. "So, out of the Geldenwood, you say?
That's what they said.
Were they wrong?"
If
I
that's
mean, we were in the Geldenwood,
Aye,
and
if the woods that way is called the Geldenwood, then yes, that's where we came from.
it is. There's been a lot of unsavory things there lately, but of course, probably not all bad. Please, have a seat. And there's like several chairs.
It's okay, I have my own.
I pull out a stool from my back, put it on the ground.
I forgot you took all those. Oh
Right.
my god.
Anybody else? I've got plenty.
I'm alright.
No, I'll sit on over here.
Very well.
Impressive. Well, bit strange, middle of the night. I was expecting to just go on to bed here soon, and then travelers apparently. Well, never a dull moment. I wonder, what are you doing in the Geldenwood? You know there's been goblins in there lately. And something else.
We-
Big
We
goblins
know
there?
that now.
Are you from there
Moved
originally?
about
Or from
Far
from
away.
Calcheth, perhaps, or somewhere else?
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Shipwrecked on the other side of the mountains. Made our way through.
At that notion, you see him kind of squint his eyes, and he puts his hand up to his beard. Other side of the mountains. You weren't by chance from some sort of valley, are you?
What's
The,
what is
just
even
the
a valley?
path in the mountains. Just,
Sorry, just real quick. Is it supposed to be a secret that we were there? Like we probably shouldn't. tell
It's
people?
not very. I mean, if you just mention
It's
the
not
name,
well known.
people probably wouldn't even know what you're talking about. But the location, particularly, is something that's not really shared. But the
Got it.
fact that he's hinting towards a valley, there's really only one thing he could be talking about.
Needle Path Valley.
He kind of like gets up from his seat and walks over to where you guys were and makes sure nobody's listening. Sunset Valley.
I try my best to not widen my eyes when he says it.
I have never heard
Make
those
a,
two words put next to each other before in my life.
Make
I
a
don't know where that is.
make a sleight of hand. Nah, it's stealth check, Gar.
Is this a disadvantage?
I don't know of any reason why it would be. This is just straight comparison.
Yeah, I was like, well, I just because of my armor, but I'm not moving. It's just me trying to control.
This is
my
a unique
fate.
one. This wouldn't be hindered by your armor. He doesn't notice, but he does go back and sit down behind his desk. Listen, not much for beating around the bush. Where are you from, Sunset Valley? I'm one of the ones here to make sure that it stays, well, unknown to those that don't know it. But if you already
Insight
do,
check.
sure, go ahead and make an insight
I'd
check.
insight that too. If you allow that. If
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
that's
that's fine. If anybody wants to.
Oh, doesn't matter.
I'm too busy looking around the rest of the room.
Yeah.
If I see anything.
Insight.
Damn.
There you go.
3.
For both.
Okay.
All right.
I wouldn't mention the name to anyone outside of these four walls, but
I can't do it anymore. I can't pretend like I'm stupid. I know what a valley is, and I've heard those words together before. Yes, we're from Sunset Valley.
Quiet.
I echo that sentiment. Just that'll be well enough.
You don't have a soundproof room?
Well, no. We're not a clandestine society. Pretty
Not a
open door
high-class
policy here. I wouldn't recommend saying that name to anybody else. So then, do you know about that portal out there? And where it came from?
We know some of it, yes.
We
You
could.
do.
We could.
Honestly, we don't know as much as we would like to.
No, we don't.
Well, do you know where it came from? Or we've had a speculation. I mean, we're trying to stop it, but
I mean, yeah.
Can I think we're okay, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yes, we do. It's there because of us, indirectly. It would have been elsewhere, but it
he
is now
kind of
there
like
because
backs
we
up in his
redirected
seat.
it.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
We were trying to stop it. Here's the story is we tried to stop it. We were successful. It did not appear where it was originally supposed to. It's now there.
Right.
Right.
So, well, either way, you've had interaction with it from where it started.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
And the one who caused it
That's-
as well.
better to go off of than what we have so far.
What
so,
did you have so far?
well, I don't personally know, and Commander Aethys out there, he's not very good at relaying information. We called in the best expert of portals that we could from Harmony, and they seem to be on some sort of understanding of what it does, but beyond that, it's hazy. I mean,
Where-
Our
Harmony.
experts
Where's
of
this?
portals from
I
Harmony.
don't know of Harmony.
What's Harmony?
Everybody make history checks.
Do I need to?
Nah, you already know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I?
Mavis, you still could.
Oh,
I mean, if you...
Damn.
Whew, damn. Good night, Sor and Hal. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Bye,
love you
people.
guys.
Laren, Harmony... nah, 10 is enough. That's plenty. you all know about Harmony, actually. It's one of the main cities throughout Ador. Harmony is known as the city of the first note. There are two primary religions, so to speak, with how people believe the world began. Followers of creation song that believe that the world began from a single musical note underlying creation that rang out. And as it rippled throughout the plains, it created a material plane from the mountains to the plains and the hills that you see beyond. The other popular belief is they call themselves elementalists. They believe that everything existed in what was called the prime element, where the elements live together in harmony before they split, creating the first elementals of fire, air, water, and earth. These were the prime elementals. And they... Huh?
No,
This is Fire Nation time.
God dang it. You haven't even seen the whole thing, and I need you to. Oh, beside the point. And they believe that the prime elementals, that the Avatar could master all four elements. That the prime elementals created the deities of creation song. Or rather, radicals do. For the most part, everybody knows that both sides are accurate. There is an underlying song of creation. Bards tap into it all the time. And there are elementals that are powerful in nature that exist all over. And, of course, the elements themselves. For the most part, the religions of the world are a social construct of what people believe and kind of can line up with who they make friends with based off of that. Radicals of either side might try to say that the other one never happened. But that's pretty rare. So the city of Harmony is where believers in creation song believe that the first note rang from. So that's why it's also called the city of the first note.
Okay.
It is not the capital of Ador, but it is a capital, so to speak. It's well known throughout the land.
Okay.
As Baldric continues, apparently they called in some sort of dragonborn master of portals or something like that. And he's been looking things over. At least that's what Aethys tells me.
Wait, there's a dragonborn.
Aye, from Harmony. Very knowledgeable about portals, if you ask me.
Is he here in Baygrove?
No, he's over in Calcheth. In fact, from what I hear, Calcheth has set up some sort of perimeter around where the portal is, and they're trying to watch it to make sure nothing happens. But they don't allow anybody to go in there.
So the portal is located above Calcheth? then?
Oh, south of Calcheth, probably about 10
South.
miles or so. Aye.
And that's where we're headed next.
You might find it difficult.
We've been through difficult before, and we've come out on the other side.
How's that?
Not what I mean. Well, two things. The Calcheth militia have set up a bit of a, or like I said, perimeter around where the portal is, and they don't let anyone in. This is a dangerous thing, whatever we're dealing with, and we do know that it's a portal. That's what Torin tells us, anyway, the Dragonborn portal master. And the only way you'd really get in is that you're allowed in. And the only one that can really do that is Commander Aethys. You met him on your way in. Now,
And you can vouch for us to Commander Aethys to get us access to Calcheth. That's where you're going with this. I respect it.
I might be able
And we
to.
are greatly appreciative.
I wouldn't do it for just anybody, but knowing that you're
We
from...
know so much about each other now, though.
I-
You're Balgron.
But
And Mavis.
I don't... We've been talking for like 10 minutes and you haven't even got my name right. He looks over at you, Gar. He's not the leader of your group, is he?
Nope. Kind of a coalition effort. No, just
Well, either way, that's number one. Number two, the Nox family is known for being in the Calcheth region, and well, you just got to wash your pockets, and you'll probably be fine. But they're a bit of a plague up there.
What
Okay.
family did you say?
Let's see what that stops us from getting into the port. So, do you have pull with Commander Aethys? and can get us in?
Just so happens I do. I'm the one that got
It's
him his
perfect.
position. We've been friends for many decades.
One more time, what did you say the name of that dragonborn was?
Torin. Torin Ebenectominus.
I'm gonna need you to spell that out, sir.
It's actually draconic for Master of Portals.
Oh lord.
I'll take your word for it.
Proper there, right?
What
Um,
was the name again?
Aye.
Evan.
Torin
It's in
Ebenectominus.
Thomas.
Ebenectominus, it's in
What family did you
chat.
say the watch out for?
Sorry?
What family did you say the watch out for?
The Knox
Knox.
family. I put it in chat as well.
Oh,
You're the cat,
hey,
damn it.
Oh my, that is a cool last name, I gotta say.
Ebenectopolis, yeah.
Yes.
Or Ebenectominus.
Well, like I said, I'm the one that got Commander Aethys his position. I might have a thing or two to be able to say to him.
Right. But why would he have more power than you if he works under your command?
Oh, he's not under my command. I'm a friend of his. I'm the commander here in Baygrove. He's the commander from Calcheth.
Oh.
He's here
just
on a...
team?
Well, no. From what he told me, Torin, the portal master, he thinks that he's seen tethers. Tethers from the portals to other parts of the land. And one of them led here, to the Geldenwood. And since Aethys knows me, he decided to check this one out personally.
makes sense. Where else do you see the tethers go?
They sent scouts off to each location. They don't have a specific one, but one off to the east of Calcheth and to the northeast, I think.
East.
Aye. There appear to be 3, whatever they are.
All right.
Where exactly? I guess we wouldn't really know.
I assume we're probably like around here.
You guys are currently right around here.
Oh,
Okay.
we're farther south than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, that makes sense.
I'll speak to him in the morning. It's a bit late right now.
Right.
It is indeed.
Yes, we could actually all use a rest. Is there a place where we can receive lodging?
Well, normally I wouldn't offer it to just anyone that came out of the Geldenwood, but you could stay here in the keep. We have spare rooms, or you could stay in the local inn. The rooms here are relatively nice. If you want to take them, should have enough beds.
Saves us from having to. I mean, we'd offer to pay, of course. Just the.
No, we
I
wouldn't.
I
He might.
wouldn't
I don't know.
demand it. We are a barracks. You'll get what you paid for, which is nothing, and it's relatively good enough. But it's not like satin cloth or anything like that.
No continental breakfast or.
Afraid not.
It is
Right.
continental.
It is continental.
I'm sure it's quite better than dirt floor.
Aye,
Well-
that it is.
We've something worse. For sure.
I'd say it's better than the dirt floor. Personally, I've done both. Been a commander for probably 30 years now.
Right.
So,
Do you have a smith around here? A forge?
here in Baygrove, we're a farming town. Maybe one to repair our weapons, but it'll be rudimentary at best.
Forget it.
But
Alright.
Calcheth, they should have one.
Perfect.
Very well.
So, just so I make sure I understand everything. You're from the place that we don't name. You saw where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
See that charm around your warhammer there, Sir Dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, if anyone can stop it, it's either Torin or you. If you're working together, I'm sure to figure it out.
Why do you mention the
Why?
term?
Why do you suggest that? Yes.
What, Torin?
Well, no, that we would be able to.
Well, you were there. I mean, nobody knows. But if you're followers of Melora Sehenin, he kind of like looks out, just trying to make sure nobody's watching. You got a better chance than any one of us normal bloke.
Well, we did stop it from appearing in one location, so now we just gotta do that again.
Right.
And that's
Problem is, what if it changes locations again and again?
Well, then we'll
Well,
keep doing it.
one
And
can
we'll
only hope
explore
it
the whole
doesn't.
way, and eventually build up so many minerals and so many ores, and then I can start my shop.
You want to start a shop?
I do. Mavis's Mechanical Marvels. Remember it, because you'll hear it later.
Mavis,
You probably won't. It's
I'll be sure to write
No,
it down and
just
look you
as-
up in what Harmony or Gildeth or somewhere.
right. We're gonna be so far away that, well, maybe it'll be spread
It will be
out.
all
Oh
the
no,
rest of
no,
lands, I
I'll
tell
make
you.
sure to remember the name. He kind of winks at you, Gar.
You, I,
Well,
we,
get yourself some rest, and welcome to Baygrove.
thank you.
Let me show you the way. And he gets up and starts walking back towards the way you came. It's not the most comfortable of accommodations, but it'll be better than nothing. And you won't have to pay. He leads you into
That's
a
the best
room
part.
that it has like, it's a pretty square room. It has 3 windows around it, and 4 different beds, along with a couple nightstands, couple dressers, stone floor with a rug across the center of it, and a couple banners on the wall that are just for color, don't have a symbol or anything. And you're looking outside, and you can still see that dark portal because this is a northern facing room.
I was just making a noise.
But it just stopped. Just stopped pulsing, and is solid color now. Still, sorry, not color. Solid. Well, in the fact that it's drawing in. Yeah, it's like it's vibrant in how dark and
like a black
light
hole.
it is. Exactly. It's acting like a black hole. There's a dark center, but it's a light ring around it that stands out in the night sky.
Okay, yeah.
And Baldric looks out. I haven't seen it do that before.
Me neither.
Peculiar.
And that's where we're going to end the session tonight.
Oh shit.
All right.
That was awesome, man.
Free lodging.
I'm into
Hell
it.
yeah.
Cool.
Free
I have
logic.
a lot of questions.
A lot of people asking us a lot of questions.
Yeah.
In a secret society.
I mean, you basically looking like you out of the middle of an enchanted forest here that a big creature has been out of.
We're from the future.
From the future. All right. Well, that's about where I expected we'd end, so thank you all in chat for coming. Thank you to everybody that hit us up with the raids over the course of the night. That was insane.
Seriously, so amazing.
Um,
I love you.
let's see. We will where is it? There it is.
Oh, I love it.
I know, right? It's so good. With the sounds of the storm raining on the roof of the building, closing the night out. We'll pick up. I don't know if next week or not. Here's the thing: is I've been really heavily deciding on whether to make this weekly or bi-weekly. It'll depend on how quickly I can get story and assets ready within a week. If it takes my entire time within a week, I'll still probably make it bi-weekly. But I really want to push for weekly, because thinking of how 2 sessions a month, how long it's going to take to get through the story.
Yeah.
So-
3 years later.
Exactly. So, and there's a lot of things
We're
coming up
making
that
it out
I'm
of Bay
really
Grove,
excited
guys.
for. So, I'm gonna try and push for next Saturday. I'll keep you guys apprised in Discord as always. Thank you to everyone in chat. Thank you to Joel for being here the whole time. The amazing mod that you are. Is George
hell
still
yeah,
alive?
George's still alive.
Yes.
Very much so.
Really?
I pulled out my mending duct tape on that man's.
Heck yeah, you did.
Oh, I
As long as the
forgot you
campaign
had
lasted
that.
3 years. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it lasting 3 years. It's just a matter of how far do you get in those 3 years.
Right. If we're just leaving Calcheth in 3 years from now, I'd be kind of disappointed.
Right.
Right.
Oh.
So
All
yeah.
right, boys.
Thank you
Girl,
to
chat.
the players as always, and
Thank you, Josh, for DMing. That was awesome.
Yes,
you're
that was
very
freaking
welcome.
awesome.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Who do we have online to be able to raid? And it's not signing me in for some reason. Well, I'm about to break everything by opening up my main Google Chrome. But we are going to hit someone up.
Sora's playing Among Us?
Ah,
Sora?
that's true.
Ooh. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to hit Sora up. I am indeed going to hit Sora up. Still, if you got no one else, yes, he is who we're gonna hit up with a raid here. I'm just lagging the hell out, so give me a second while I finish that.
It's such a weird glitch because the music sounds normal, but voices are stupid quiet.
Huh.
It's like everything's tinny. I think it's like blocking out a certain frequency. I don't know. It's weird.
That's really weird.
That's totally possible.
But
I'm
ordering a new
glad.
headset
Thank you,
tonight.
Bit, for joining. It's been great having you here.
What do you get? You should get some HyperXs. They're still really good.
Yeah, I've
Really
been
well.
looking into HyperX for a while. All right, so for anybody still in
They're
chat,
really good.
if you're still around, here's the raid command. No sub raid.
Too bad, Joel.
Or a tool raid. I am seriously lagging out. It's bad. We're going to hit Sora up with a raid here. And like I said, guys, more than likely next Saturday. That's what I'm going to push for at least. But I'll let you know in Discord.
All right.
If any of the...
Thanks y'all for coming.
Yeah.
Stay cute,
Looks like Sora just lost his Among Us round. So let's raid him with that.
Oh, all right. Let's go support him.
In the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful day, wonderful night. We'll see you guys next week. Stay awesome. Stay healthy. All right.
Stay cute.
Stay cute.
What?
Stay healthy, bro.
Stay healthy.
You said Zayo.